Let me know when you guys can see me and if you can hear me. Because chat is completely... I had to restart the machine. Anybody there? Okay, so that makes no sense. What happened makes no sense. I don't know how what happened. I can show you, but it's weird, right? So if I go into my sound settings, I have it set to my default device. It wasn't previously. It actually was this guy, but that shouldn't affect it. I just changed it, and I'm like, okay. And the reason why I changed it was because I was messing with recording stuff, but that's not what the problem was. This device was set properly. It is the analog 1 and 2 Focusrite audio, only it's only the left channel. OBS can't differentiate between left and right. So I just forced the left channel into mono. So that wasn't it, right? But if you go into sounds and you look at playback, not playback, recording, right? This guy, for whatever reason, was set as default device, but that also wasn't it. In properties, the levels were down to like 84 and it was muted. I didn't do that. I didn't change the levels and I sure as shit didn't mute it. So I have no idea why that happened. I actually have zero clue. How did my device turn its volume down and then mute itself? That's super. I've never had that happen before. So when I go into my like default devices and everything looks okay, I go into the Windows sound settings. Not just. I went to the control panel one, which is what this is. This is OG. This is the old control panel way of dealing with sound. Right? Fair enough. And I did the modern Windows settings way, and that didn't do it. And I made sure that this was set correctly. That wasn't it. And when it's muted in OBS, it's grayed out like Hacknet here is. So like if I were to mute it now, it's grayed out. So that wasn't it. What all the things it normally is. The audio device also sometimes freezes up and needs to be forced to restart, so you unplug it and replug it. It'd be cool if there was a power switch, honestly. But dude, I don't understand. Now, you guys, like, there's a couple weird things that have been happening with my machine lately that coming from kind of an information security standpoint makes me a little sketched out. The weirdest thing I have noticed, it's kind of hard to describe. But like, let's say I search for something. It may not do it. We'll see if we can recreate it though. Let's say we search for something. Let's search for stem key is total loser TBF. Okay. Right. it auto corrected me. Nope, it worked. Okay, so it didn't do it. I mean, hey man, if you're gonna talk shit in the chat, I'm gonna talk shit in the search engine. Let's go. No. There's this weird thing where it swallows my clicks. Do you guys know what I mean by that? So picture an invisible glass window over the top of this, like an invisible heat map. And I will click a thing. So I will click it and nothing will happen. But if I click it again, it will go through. That worries me because it feels like a click logger. It may be the mouse, but imagine that you want to collect data on someone, right? So you capture the info of their main display, and then you get the location of their mouse when they click, and for whatever reason that click gets redirected to that piece of software instead of the browser. Now, I'm not saying that that's what it is. I don't think that that's even really how it works because I've rooted systems before and looked at their display as they were like clicking stuff, right? But that was me looking. What if you have a whole lot of machines like in a botnet and you don't have the time to sit down and watch them click what is your opinion of a total loser, right? So you have software do it. Right, but that doesn't mean that the people who programmed it are smart. Right, the behavior seems to be primarily in Brave. So it occurred to me that maybe one of my add-ons, it would be this one. Yeah, it might be the PoE wiki redirector, but I doubt it. I really, really, really doubt it. Because all this does is redirects. It's just a redirect. It just redirects to the proper site. There's like a shitty website that is a scam, and if you're new to Path of Exile, you'll go to it. I don't know, or it could be my mouse. But the weird thing is that it seems to be primarily in Brave, almost exclusively in Brave. I also had an issue. That's interesting. You look up loser, and Gavin Newsom's way up on top of the list. Um, there's another weird thing where it appears that some of my searches are like being redirected. Like if you look at the code at the end of this, sometimes there is a ridiculous number of shit here, and the search takes a while, and the color settings will be wrong, so it'll suddenly go to light mode. It stopped doing that, and that actually wasn't on this machine. That was on my other one. But I almost feel like as if it's trying to like redirect me to Bing or something. Yeah. So in regard to affiliate, I do need to do it. It's just work, and I'm procrastinating. But my approach to streaming has changed considerably since I first started. When I first started, I thought of it as sort of like starting a business. I knew that most likely the business was going to fail, that it wasn't going to be successful and earn me any kind of meaningful income. But I had enough savings, and I was in a safe enough spot that I was like, screw it, I'm going to risk it, right? I'm going to just risk it. We'll see what happens. And the one thing I didn't actually expect to happen is what happened, which I did expect it to fail. So that's obvious that worked. That was a good prediction. But I didn't expect to build a community that I really liked. Like, I don't think, okay, so going back to Brave, I'm going to defend Brave a little bit here. It's based on Chromium, which is an open source, like Chrome like browser, right? So most likely it's fine. Most likely it is fine. Brave just adds a little bit of extra functionality. Every time I've had an issue with Brave, it was an add-on I put in Brave. That's true. That is true. But what I'm saying is that because it's fundamentally based on a piece of open source software, yeah, there can be vulnerabilities and stuff, but it's not that bad. Browsers mostly today, I can't really think of a browser that's shit. Honestly, because they are either Chromium or Mozilla Firefox based. But that said, every time I haven't used Opera GX, so I don't know. Every time I've had an issue with my browser, it has 100% been a plugin every time, and that's on me. I use like the volume booster plugin that was really popular for a long time. Turns out it was like a crypto miner or something. I was using that shit. But no, I ended up building a community of people I liked, and so now I think of streaming more like hanging out. You guys know what I mean? Like the whole business aspect I just kind of dropped because it feels disingenuous now. Like you guys are my friends. Like I'm not gonna base a business on my friends giving me money every month. You know what I mean? Like I don't have enough new viewers. I do get them occasionally, but I don't have enough new viewers to really earn enough to be willing to subject you guys to like more ads and stuff. I'm pretty sure as soon as I go affiliate, you guys are gonna have to deal with ads. Yeah, I always avoid Opera GX because it's sort of like the BC Rich of browsers. Do you know what BC Rich is? That might be a weird analogy, and I'll check your link in a second more near. BC Rich is a guitar company. And to be fair, they have some cool looking guitars, but they definitely mostly appeal to kids, or they did when I was little. Um, BC Rich guitars. So BC Rich guitars are these wild guitar shapes, right? Like they look cool and evil. They're all sharp and angular. They have started doing the super strat thing here lately, but they stole that from Ibanez. That was Ibanez. I had a friend who hated Ibanez, but he was okay with BC Rich, and I'm like, you hate on Ibanez because it's the cliche metal guitar, but you're not gonna hate on BC Rich, which is by far even more a cliche metal guitar. Like, they are so stupid and over the top. One of the first guitars I ever played was a Warlock NJ. I wonder if they have a Warlock. Do they still make the NJ? To be fair, the Warlock NJ was a great guitar, dude. Warlock NJ. You know what annoys me, though? Maybe that's just not a thing anymore. I don't even remember what the NJ stood for. You know what annoys me, though? The guy he loaned me the Warlock. It was the first electric guitar I ever played on. He loaned it to me. I used it for like a year. I got pretty decent with it in that first year. And I remember he was over at my pad one day listening to me play, and it was like, listening to me play, he decided, okay, I need this guitar back. I don't know if there was like a weird jealousy element or something like that, because I'm telling you, dude, I was not that good. I mean, I'd only been playing for like a year or something. But it was weird the way that he behaved after I played. So either I played really bad or I played really good. I don't remember. I know that I wasn't terrible. But that dude definitely sold it, or it ended up in a closet. He doesn't still play. And like, looking back on it, it's like, you motherfucker. I could have had another guitar that I would have used and played for decades. But you just wanted it back to not practice or learn. I don't think that was the case. I really don't. When I was like, even in my early 20s, I would annoy the shit out of like mom's boyfriends. I remember when I was like, I wasn't even 21. I was maybe 18 or 19, actually. When I was about 18 or 19, I remembered learning finger tapping, you know, like the Eddie Van Halen style. And I naturally got really, really good at it. I can't do it now, which really pisses me off. I try every now and then, and it's like, God, this sounds terrible. But I remember running some finger tapping through distortion, reverb, and a little bit of delay. Just a little bit, you know, kind of like a lead sound, which is usually like a chorus distortion and delay. So I was running it through a lead sound. I'm doing finger picking, and I'm just practicing going up and down the neck. And I caught my then mom's boyfriend watching me from the doorway of my bedroom. This dude goes to a bar like a week later, gets smashed drunk, right? He rushes the stage, swipes a guitar, and tries to solo on stage in front of a crowd of onlookers who are all laughing at him. And then, I guess to save face, he came up with this lie about how he actually did an amazing job and everybody was impressed. And like, everybody you asked who was there is like, no, he was belligerently drunk and he was hell-bent on soloing on the stage for some reason, which tells me that he was listening to me play and there must have been a vein of jealousy in there. But it's also like, if you play all the time, if you practice all the time, you've earned it. There are totally players that are fucking light years ahead of me in terms of playing, but they practice all the time. Like, they worked at it. You can't just... It's sort of like when you watch someone play a video game and they're really fucking good, and then you go play and you get absolutely dunked on. You know what I mean? Like, sure, there are some people who are kind of naturally gifted, but for the most part, those people just play more than you, and they practice more than you. You know? They're also willing to take risks. That's a big one, too. Doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's art, music, program, it doesn't matter. You have to be willing to take kind of sketchy risks and put yourself on the line and say, I know this is going to sound like shit, but the only way to get better is to sound like shit for a while. It's just how it goes. But I always thought that was funny. That whole situation that happened with mom's boyfriend at the time was wild. That had me wilding. All right. I got to go to more near first. And oh, it's July 4th, isn't it? Is it? Yes, it is. Happy America Day. Greatest country on the planet. Everyone else's country sucks. Let's go. Let's fucking go. So it's so loud. It's so loud. God. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. It's still so loud. There is a meme in the United States. I don't know if other countries have this, but there is a uniquely American meme that is, be the American the Japanese think you are. Have you guys ever heard that? You know, be the America Japan thinks you are. And it's because for whatever reason, every time Japan, almost always, whenever they depict like the cliche American in an anime, they're like the most based motherfucker ever. And I don't know why, but I love that meme. Be the America Japan thinks you are. Because it's like, okay, well, I need to dye my hair blonde, wear aviators, cut it into a mullet, wear a stars and stripes, you know, t-shirt, get absolutely fucking jacked. You know? That's what I need to do. I gotta be the American the Japanese think I am. Man, America the country is fucking great. I have to hand it to us. Like, we got a fucking amazing country with amazing people in it. The government is garbage, but that's sort of unfair. And I feel sorry for the world because they like, if you watch American media or even just like foreign correspondents on American stuff, you always hear just like the worst shit. There was another riot in Seattle today. President, you know, Joe Biden was talking about how he fought in the Vietnam War just yesterday. Like, it's always some wild stuff. And it's like the average American experience is working too much, you know, and trying to celebrate with what little free time you have. I feel like it's a human thing. We're just, you know, I don't know. What is this? Oh God, when I heard that intro, my brain immediately jumped to Marilyn Manson's Last Tour on Earth. Which is, like, tonally so different. I gotta kill these flies, and I don't have a fly swatter. And I don't know where they're coming from. Actually, I do. I know where they're coming from. I know where they came from. I had some bananas go bad. Bro, I had some bananas go bad. I didn't realize it. They were up on top of the fridge, and I wasn't paying attention. I looked at the bag. I'm like, oh, wow, these guys are brown. I pick them up, and it's full of liquid. I'm like, oh. One of the bananas had burst open. They had been there for like a week, by the way. They weren't that old. That's why I didn't assume they had gone bad. Pretty sure that's where my flies came from. I got rid of it, obviously. I wasn't going to hang on to that. The bag held, though. It was one of those... oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? Produce bags. But it was thick. It did not break at all. So maybe that's not where they came from. I don't know. Hey there, fly. What's up, buddy? Looking for something to smack him with. Oh, did I get him? You motherfucker. You narrowly... I'm coming for you, bro. It also makes a big difference if you get organic or GMO in the States. If you get organic, they last like a week. But I'm pretty sure last time I got bananas, they were GMO. And the reason had to do with ripeness. I was looking for bananas that were kind of green because they last longer. Yeah, dude, it was really fat. I have never seen a banana burst open before. And I have never been more tempted to open a bag to look at it more closely, but I somehow instinctually knew, like, I don't want to see that. There might be something growing in that. I'm just gonna make sure it's tied off good, put it in an even bigger bag, tie that bag off good, and just... I wish we had a better way of dealing with trash in the U.S. We need a better way to deal with trash. Singapore does cool stuff with trash. Singapore burns their trash to generate electricity. They then filter off the smoke, and they compress it into bricks that they pave roads with. That's kind of brilliant. So they literally directly convert the bricks into like walking pavement. I don't think they make pavement with it. Those squeaky drums are wild. I saw a guy with like an African string drum the other day, and it sounded exactly the same. Except you like it's like you rub two strings together and it whoa, whoa. It's cool sounding. I wonder if I can find this. Hang on. Oh, hang on. What did I say this time? Bro. I have to comment back. So I messaged this guy and I said, hey, I've been using the open source neural amp modeler with ToneHub and free VSTs to make ridiculous doom tone. There are certainly a lot of orange and sun models to choose from, but mileage definitely varies. Because it's all free, you should try it sometime if you haven't already. And he's like, yep, tried some of the models. I love the tones you get from them. Try the Varellin Matamp GT120. Guess what? I have it. The problem is that it's an incredibly clean tone. And it has like these high tone chimes, like these bright chimes on top of it. I need to figure out how to EQ it. It's a very big problem that I have with the neural amp modeler is that tonally it's difficult to EQ because you're just getting the one patch, the one setting from the amplifier. So whoever had whatever, so guy has like, let's say a 70s Les Paul, ran into a Mat amp, right? And he's got all the knobs on the amp and the guitar dialed in to a tone that he really likes. He unplugs everything. He does what he needs to do to make a neural model of it, right? With it on his preferred setting, right? And then I plug in my knockoff Fender into an audio interface and run it through the neural amp modeler, and it sounds nothing like it. So I actually did not like the Varellin Matamp, but the fact that this dude says that I should try it tells me that I need to mess with the equalizer. That I am missing something. So I'm gonna message him back after stream and be like, bro, I used it, but it has like these weird overtones. I was wondering, is there like a trick to EQing it? What did you run in front of it? Blah blah blah. Adds asbestos that is weavable into cloth, and I got this lovely comment finally. A cloth made a cloth to trade with elves. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this even mean? I'm not acting stupid. I legit don't know what this means. I have the internal like disgust turned on. I feel like it's something gross, but I actually don't know what it means. That's not an exaggeration. I actually don't get it. I'm not like putting on a bit. I'm not playing stupid. I am stupid because obviously I don't get it. But I feel like it's something really gross. That one girl saying, "Oh my god, step bro," is in my head for some reason. Because you guys are fucking weirdos. I would not be surprised. Explain this meme. Get out here and explain this right now, Stemkey. What is this? What does this mean? No, okay, all right. I'll just not get it. That's fine. Obviously, it must not be that funny, or you would explain it. Yeah, this thing.
There is no trash. Every day, over 2,400 trucks collect all the garbage and dump it in the bunker.
Wait, I know what to do. Hang on. That shit is getting published to iFunny later, and we'll see what the commenters there have to say about it.
Incineration plants across the country to burn trash trash 24 hours a day,
They'll let me know.
65 days a year. The fire burns the trash in these factories, and the heat generated from this process becomes electricity to light up homes. The toxic smoke is filtered out and becomes super clean. The remaining ash, which they call new sand, is taken to a
Oh God, could you imagine what AI says it is?
structural construction like pathway bricks.
That's a great idea. I think we should do that. I think we should do that. Yeah, Sun Tzu was cooking when he said, appear strong when you are weak, but he didn't think about the fact that this doesn't do much when your enemy has infinite money. What is this? Oh, are you talking about like, is this a military meme? Wait, have I seen this? I think I've seen this. Yo, that's a is that a Schecter or an LTD? It might be an LTD, but I'm pretty sure it's a Schecter. You can tell he has figured out his chord shapes well, but he is still struggling with his fretting hand. Notice where he looks. Only when he changes does he look at his fretting hand. This kid is a better bassist than he is a guitarist. that one guy. Fuck off. I don't know whose dad did that, but fuck that guy. That one dude is... Why are you clapping? Oh god, that would make it so much worse.
History's first rock and roll smashed keyboard.
Dude, that bass looks so huge on that kid though. I just realized that's an electric kit. That electric kit actually doesn't sound bad. Might buy me an electric kit. Dude, nowadays you don't even need to do that. Like nowadays you can get like gin bass and stuff. Have you ever heard of gin bass? I don't. There's another one for guitar. Guitar plugin, not an amp modeler. Yeah, like this shit.
Best guitar plugins you have to have. First one is by Impact Soundworks. It's called Shreddage 3 Stratus, and it's a free version. You just need the Contact 6 player, which is free. My new favorite though is Ample Sounds plug.
I need an example, please. I need an example, not simulation. You know, it's interesting. Every time I look up like guitar simulation, it sends me to regular fake guitars, and then when I want to look up fake guitars, it sends me to amp simulation. Amp simulation is different. Amp simulation is an effect where God, what would I call this? Guitar VST instrument. Let's see if we can find it. I don't want the best. Oh my god, dude. They inundate my search engines all the time, and now I can't find a fucking example.
Guitar series are
Here we
one
go.
of the best guitar VST collection for a realistic guitar sounds. There is also a free version.
Yeah, there you go.
Guitar Lite.
There's a whole bunch of these. The one that I know that is kind of popular is Gin Bass. It's a bass, but
last one's from the fact if you want to use your own plugins and all that, or and distortion. This plugin is also
Gin Bass is kind of popular as a way to fake bass, which is so dumb. I'm sorry, but it's dumb. Like, if you're looking for a really good bass sound, there's pretty much no way to get it other than a player. I guess you could spend forever programming in something like Gin Bass, right? But 90% of the time, you don't need like crazy leads on a bass. Just buy you a bass, practice for 6 months. You're not going to be amazing, but if you're just needing it for like backing tracks because you're a guitarist or something, like it's not. Bass is an easy instrument to pick up. Not an easy instrument to master, but it's very easy to pick up. The only issue I've ever really seen people complain about with basses are that their hands are too small or that they're too small. I had an ex who complained about it a lot. You know, big 30-inch scale length bass, and of course I was like 14, she was like 13 at the time. So she could play the hell out of it, but it was like a thing she had to overcome.
It goes like this, the fourth, the fifth.
Why is every meme you send me like 1,000,000 decibels loud? Every time Morinier sends me something, it is like blah 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 blah, blah at the top of the. It's crazy. I don't know why, but it shocks me every time. I'm turning it down for me. You guys don't realize it because I've already got you turned down.
The fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing.
Oh my god, they fucking like new toned it. They took Boborkurva and just new toned it. They auto tuned it. Man, you're obsessed with Dark Souls, homie. It's okay, I get it. We all have our thing. I topped the leaderboard for the first time in a long time on BattleBit last night at like 2 in the morning. I had, God, what was it? It was like 160, 170,000 points, and the guy who came closest to me had 80. My KD wasn't great. It was like 43 and 23, but I was like 43 and 3. I was really had a great kill death ratio until a dude named Grapple Sauce got on the opposite team and he almost clutched it for him. Bro almost clutched it for him. Legit, this one dude was my problem. Yeah, I could see that on like a big map. This was a 64 versus 64. When you're in like the 256, it's a lot easier to get like a big number. You had 80, 70, and 64. I don't believe that. I don't think I've ever seen that. Legit. I can't remember the last time I've seen somebody break. I don't buy it. It's a screenshot. Or go recreate it. Because I play 64 versus 64 all the time. I don't think I've ever seen somebody with more than like 60 something. What were you doing? Running around with C4, just mass C4ing people or something? I could see that in a 128 versus 128. Maybe a 6. Oh, it was a 64 versus 60. Sorry, that's not what I meant. I got it. I got it wrong. I lied. I thought you meant there were 64 players total. I went 43 and something on a 32 versus 32, which is a total of 64 players. So that actually adds up. That would be like me getting like 86 in a 64 v 64. I misread your comment. That's my bad. Yeah, in 64 versus 64, I could see it. 128 people on the field, absolutely. Absolutely, you could do that. Because I did 32 versus 32. That's where I got my 40. And I didn't have the highest number of eliminations. I just had considerably more points than everybody. But that had a lot to do with like what my setup was, how many revives I got, how much I resupplied people and shit. You can rack up a shit ton of points as a medic or a support if you really want to. But actually, for most of the game, I was engineer. I was just using heat rockets. I would literally just prioritize rockets until I ran out of them, and then run around with the P90. And then when Grapple Sauce came into the game, he was using the Groza, which has a quicker time to kill. And I realized that if I'm actually going to deal with somebody who knows how to play the game, that it doesn't matter that I've got a gigantic magazine. My time to kill is lower. So if we lock sights on each other at the same time, he's going to kill me first just by virtue of having a weapon that kills you quicker. So I switched to the Groza and clutched the game. Yeah, so the movement in BattleBit is actually insane. Like snaking in and out of windows and shit really fucks people up. That one's funny. Like if you know there's a bad guy, right, and you have no choice but to vault, you should always avoid vaulting. Like I have it bound to a separate key. But if you have no choice but to vault, do a little spinny spin whenever you vault, and you'll still almost always win the fight. The hardest thing is getting close to people. That's the thing, because you want to get as close to a person as possible, unless you're sniping or something, in order to like circle them and, you know, hit. What I don't know what you call that, lean spam and shit. Every now and then, I have encountered cheaters on 2 occasions, obvious cheaters on 2 occasions. Only 2. One had figured out how to get on top of the skybox, don't know how, and they were shooting from midair. That's only happened 1 time. And then another time, someone definitely had wall hacks, and they had the ability to shoot through walls. It was really obnoxious. Because, like, I would spawn in a safe place, and you could actually see the bullet trail coming through the wall and dome you, and then you would die. It's easy anti-cheat, yeah. But I haven't had, other than those 2 games, I haven't had any issues with it, which the population is super low right now. Pretty much all the people that are in BattleBit right now are either brand new or super OG. Yeah, BattleBit is basically dead. Yeah, in America it's not so bad until it's the middle of the night. But the thing about BattleBit right now is that I would argue that it's maybe harder, because when I first started playing BattleBit, I was consistently in like the top 5 players every game I played. And slowly I started to go down the leaderboard, and I got to a point where I was always the middle of the leaderboard, because the players legitimately got better, and because the people who didn't really enjoy it, who maybe weren't performing well, started to leave the game. And so now pretty much every game there's like, in like a 32 versus 32, there are probably 10 players that are all ridiculously good. Every single one of them. Bobbing and weaving, you know, the movement abusing medic class guys that run around with MP7s every game. That's what Grapple Sauce was, but he was using the Groza. It was medic class, abusing the movement, you know, don't blame him. They are, yeah. Well, easy, I think, is a little... I have less issues with easy anti-cheat than I do something like Valorant's, which is kernel level. I don't think easy anti-cheat is kernel level. Oh, yeah, I heard... Yeah, I want to play this game soon. Well, no, I don't know, but I'm fairly sure it's easy anti-cheat. Hang on, we'll find out. I'm kind of glad that they have timers on jumps and on prone. Install and repair easy anti-cheat. So I was right, it is easy anti-cheat. But like, BattleBit, you move so fast. Like, I played Hell Let Loose, and the movement was so slow in comparison, it was aggravating. It was okay. Which it also uses easy anti-cheat. But the movement in BattleBit is so fast that you kind of have to like snake glide. It's about as close as you can get to a kind of B-hop, because you can't b-hop and you can't really prone spam either. So like when you're trying to break a distance between you and someone else, like to close the distance, you're basically just spamming your mouse all over the place and switching between snaking, which is like prone stand, prone stand, prone stand, with jumps and doing air strafing every single time you jump. And if you do that, you can literally wiggle your way right up to people. I have overwhelmed people before. I have literally like done that to people and they just give up. They don't even try to shoot me. They'll like empty their entire magazine trying to get me as I'm like, wow, like snaking my way toward them. And you can just see them like resign to defeat sometimes. I'm usually pretty good at dealing with that though. I'm pretty good at snapping onto people when I see them do that. I not always. There are definitely people who have outmovement me, but that grapple sauce guy was doing that, and once I switched it, the same gun he was using, he wasn't really an issue anymore.
LinkedIn? Oh, you mean gay? I feel like taking these Twitter gurus talking about masculinity, putting them a room, then kicking the fuck out of all of them at once. Me versus 10,000 generic dorks. Mortal Kombat, 10 life hacks to masculine gayness. You're too scared to even fight in the cage. Be quiet. Any man who hasn't fought pro isn't allowed to comment anything mindset masculinity. Any of it? Cope. I don't need to be motivated because I'm a disciplined person. If I allocate X amount of time to do something, I'm going to do exactly that with complete and absolute vigor for the
What you are describing is being motivated.
allocated amount of time. My body is in jail, but my mind is not in jail. Do you understand? Ratatouille. Funny mouse. But so much to think about. Hustlers must watch. I was awoken last night by an icy chill and identified a ghost in my prison cell. He was terrified and begged me not to annihilate him. I sent him back to hell with a message for the demons. I am always ready.
An 8-year-old having to sleep without a night lift for the first time.
Quiet kitten. Daddy has to go fight the Matrix and win the war.
What is my blood waffling about?
Man, the red pill movement pisses me off. The reason why it pisses me off is because men really do have issues. We do. We have really high suicide rates, really high rates of people like entering into dangerous jobs, high rates of depression and shit. You know, most people that end up in prison are men, most people that die in war are men, et cetera, et cetera. Like, we have real issues. But this, like, conflating it with feminism and like disparaging the opposite sex in order to make a point about your sex, don't do that. We can identify that men have issues without making it a diss track against women. You know what I mean? The red pill movement's really bad about that. They're also really bad about like scapegoating. They'll find like the dumbest person on the planet, interview them about something that is obviously stupid, like quote tweet the stupid thing they say, and then gesture broadly at it like that's all women or all men or all whatever. And it's like, that's not how the world works, man. I wonder if I got it. I feel like I got observation. Hang on. Open link? No, that won't work. I'll just bring it up in Steam. Yeah, I'm really sad about BattleBit because oh, holy shit, it's $6 right now. Yes, please.
HQ.
Oh, I already own this game. I must have gotten it. Never mind. Yeah, BattleBit's death makes me so sad. It actually does depress the shit out of me because it's one of the few fun shooters that I have played. Every time I have a shooter that I like really enjoy, like the finals, it starts to die super quick. Finals died super quick. BattleBit is dying. BattleBit is being killed. It's a different thing. BattleBit is dying because the lone developer wouldn't hire other people to help him to solve the issues he claimed he was going to try and solve, like rebuilding the audio system and stuff. If you look deep into the code, you see weapons that we don't have access to. Right? There's code in there for all sorts of cool stuff that we could have. And it's like they made their money, they got upset with the community, they said fuck you community, and then they bailed on it. But one of the biggest things is community servers. Community servers was a problem. By introducing community servers super early, you basically made it so that the community decided what kind of game you had, and so instead of having a meal sim, you have an arcade game. Usually, you have a whole lot of like snipers and tanks, you know, and shit like that. I do think that you need an official hardcore mode, but yeah, man, it's a bummer. It's actually a bummer. They I don't know what they can do for it. They would have to come out with a monumentally amazing free DLC that just sat in our lap all sorts of cool shit. That's probably the only way they could save the game. I'm gonna go get my burritos. I'll be back. Catch up, chat. Oh, I should have sashimi'd. I didn't. My bad. All right. Do you think we can beat Ribbon today? They don't throw us an oddball, maybe. I burnt the roof of my mouth yesterday and didn't think about it when I put hot sauce on the burritos. Now it hurts. Oh, I couldn't wait for the pizza to cool down.
Sashimi!
Oh, you mean try to beat Ribbon? Whoops. Here, let me eat my burrito. Cue it up. If you guys got memes, now's the time. Because I'm going to jump in Ribbon here in a minute. Dude, it has absolutely wrecked me. I've played a lot of puzzle games and I've struggled with a lot of them. But for some reason, the remake of Ribbon is the one that has absolutely perplexed me the most. It's weird. I don't remember the original being this hard. But the thing is, if you were to ask average people, they'd say, oh, the new Ribbon's way more reasonable than the old one. And for some reason, I had an easier time with the one that people think is harder. I think part of it is that I overthink stuff, though. I'm probably, like, sabotaging myself. Ooh, what do we got? Brant sharing something? Let's go.
It'll actually be quicker if we do this together. So if you step to the panel
Oh, it's because I turned the volume down. Whoops.
behind you, we can begin. The volume sounds pretty good. Try turning the center dial to adjust the signal's frequency. Try selecting a different signal. Try the amplitude. That's the leftmost dial. Now adjust the center dial. Reposition the phase. Try the dial on the right. A little more left. Try moving the slider. Reposition the phase. Reposition the phase. Try the dial on the right.
Really? I liked this puzzle. I was literally just thinking, like, man, I actually enjoyed that puzzle. And Brax's comment is, I fucking hated that puzzle. Jesus.
Dial on the right. A little more left. A little more left. Try moving the slider. Try moving the slider. Reposition the phase. Reposition the phase. Try the dial on the right. Try the dial on the right. A little more left.
Didn't Sirius have a piano puzzle? That was the one that broke me on this one.
A little more left. Try moving the slider. Try moving the slider. Together. Reposition the phase. Reposition the phase. Try the dial on the right. Try the dial on the right. A little more left. A little more Try moving the slider. Try moving the slider.
I'm pretty sure I already had like a pretty good understanding of amplitude, phase, and frequency. So I already understood that you like needed to adjust the frequency to match the crests and troughs of the wave, right? So that there were the correct number of each. Then adjust the phase so that the crests and troughs lined up, you know? And then adjust the amplitude in order to make the crests and troughs actually match up across the y-plane. All right, cool. Thank you for sharing your meme extra.
Ask the question, what's the 4 most common addictive drugs in the world? What?
Caffeine, nicotine, sugar. What do you think? Caffeine, nicotine, sugar. I don't want to go with crack, but probably like heroin. Poppies of some kind, maybe. Caffeine, sugar, nicotine, and gooning. All right, we got it. Plant-based gooning, boys.
What would your guess be? Alcohol, nicotine,
Nicotine is a guess. I wouldn't say alcohol, though maybe.
caffeine, and coffee and tea. But
Sugar?
what's the 4th? It's not cannabis.
Oh, wait, you mean I got it right? I got all of them right. He's going to say sugar, right? So it is, other than alcohol, I didn't get that one. But I got the caffeine and nicotine right. And probably, he's going to say sugar, obviously.
It's not Coke.
Kratom? No, Battle Nut, it literally says.
I don't know why I'm building it up. You know what it is. It's betel nut, which is crazy. Hey sisters, it's time for a disclaimer. Like always, I will be actually doing the substance throughout the video, and it's 100% legal where I live and in most places around the world, but I do not recommend anyone do this one. As you're going to see in the video, this stuff is legitimately dangerous. Not cute dangerous, but if you don't know what you're doing, you can really hurt yourself, and if you do it for a long time, you'll for sure hurt yourself, probably. This video is probably going to be demonetized, meaning
What does the betel nut do?
I'm saying this for YouTube guidelines. I'm saying this for like actual.
Okay.
I've never heard of it. Probably. I've never heard of it.
Me
but I'm
either.
a pretty major drug nerd. It's so common.
You look like a drug nerd. Let's just talk about this 90s fit he's got going on here. A gold chain outside of an all the way buttoned up long sleeve shirt with an ugly pattern on it and a nose ring. Bro, we all knew you were a drug nerd. We knew right away.
600 million people around the world. Of all the stupid shit I've done, all the plants that I've tried, I'm probably most excited to try this betel nut because, one, it's very old. It's been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and so we have documentation that we can go down crazy rabbit.
Does it tell me what it does? What does betel nut do? Like the not knowing that it has stimulant and relaxation effects. Usually it's a combination of substances like tobacco. It is said to have both stimulant and relaxation effects. So is it like an opioid then? The reason why I say that is because kratom or whatever also has this. It has stimulant and relaxation effects both. It depends on the type that you get and how much you do. I'm pretty sure smaller amounts stimulant, greater amounts relaxation, something like that. Maybe like snus. That's a good call. Yeah, like snus. Okay.
Holes with. 2, it's a really complex drug. It's morally complex and culturally complex, but even the way you prepare it is complex. It's different places do it differently. There's
Does it taste good? Because that looked tasty.
And even the chemistry behind it.
Yeah, but he's also not wrong because technically nicotine is a stimulant, right? But to a person who smokes regularly, it's used as a relaxant or a depressant is the proper word. How many people do you know were stressed out and needed to smoke a cigarette, right? That seems like inverse to what it actually is because it's a stimulant.
It is just like weird.
Of course, that has to do more with the nature of addiction. But there are definitely a lot of chemicals that have that weird double effect depending on like dosage, how it's prepared, what kind it is.
As you'll see, it's not one of those things.
Including a lot of pharmaceutical drugs that you would take, like Remeron in certain doses is an antidepressant, but in other doses is a depressant if it helps you sleep.
You just do. Like, there's a whole thing you gotta learn about before you do it. And 3, and most importantly, it's pretty addictive from my research, meaning it's probably a little bit fun.
I kind of want to watch this whole thing.
Episode. So what is betel nut?
I'm filming at my mom's house for this episode. Like, hey mom, we're gonna do some drugs. Is it cool if I record myself getting high? Oh honey, that's nice. That's fine. Are you hungry?
A bit of a misnomer because it makes it sound like it's one thing, but it's actually 3 things. To make the betel nut drug, you need a betel leaf, which this is not a betel leaf. This is a random leaf I found, but the betel leaf is on its way from the mail. The second ingredient is calcium hydroxide, which is, we'll get into this. And the last ingredient is an areca nut.
Ah.
Now, how you...
That was him! You tricked me. Wait, or did I get rated? I didn't get rated, right? Hang on, we're gonna find out.
Last ingredient is an areca nut.
Ha! You tricked me, you son of a bitch.
Depends on where you are because there's so
he also unbuttoned his shirt
in so many different ways. But the basic formula is you take the leaf, then sprinkle or put the calcium hydroxide on the leaf, and then finally wrap it in the areca nut in the middle, and then you just pop it in and chew. The best cultural comparison I can bring it to is chewing tobacco. It often is compared to that, often is used in the same way. People just kind of do it all day, every day to get through
Oh
the day.
God.
And even kind of how it feels is somewhat similar to chewing tobacco. But before we make our first betel nut, let's first learn about the ingredients, starting with calcium hydroxide. The reason we're starting with calcium hydroxide is because it's not something you play with. This shit is dangerous as fuck if
I'm pretty sure calcium hydroxide reacts with water, right?
you don't do it right. Another name for calcium hydroxide is slaked lime, which you might know. Slaked lime is the same thing as quicklime or calcium oxide that has been hydrated with water to make calcium hydroxide.
Okay.
You little kids have been in my comment section. We want the nerdy shit. Give us the nerdy shit. Okay, fine. We're going full nerd this episode. Let's see how my retention goes. You better stick around, okay? Because I don't think you guys can handle the nerdy stuff, but we're gonna try this one.
For extra credit, quicklime or lime is just, you can make it in a few ways, but taking limestone or seashells, crushing them up, heating it up really hot, and then you have calcium oxide, which can be used in a number of different applications around the world.
Okay, so you introduce hydrogen.
Think millennia, very long time. Slaked
Yeah, you introduced water, right, which has hydrogen in it, and now you've got calcium hydroxide.
lime
Makes
is
sense.
very basic, like very, very
That's why I said it would react with water.
basic. And one of the most common applications in food is during the process of nixtamalization. That might sound like a modern thing, but it's a very ancient practice, especially in South America, where you can take corn, make using calcium oxide,
Calcium hydroxide.
with water, you mix it
Wait, that's how you make hominy?
up and you boil the corn, and what that basic solution does is it breaks down a lot of proteins, it breaks down a lot of cell walls, and it makes it more nutrients, it makes it softer so you can grind up better, it makes it more flavorful, and so that's nixtamalization. But back to betel quid, if you ask most users why they use this stuff, they're probably not going to be able to tell you why because they don't know why, but they just know that it makes the drug hit stronger. But, as I said, this shit is not a fucking joke. It's like, not like cute basic. It's like causing damage basic if you do it wrong. I know this because a few days ago I tried my first betel nut with another YouTuber, and
Fuck. Are you good, bro? Yeah, I'm good. I'm actually just shocked.
Oh my god, this is so. Oh, it stings too. Oh.
You good? Can you get the chemical burns on camera?
Oh shit, that's burning the fuck out of my tongue. Oh, I'm glad I spit that shit out.
Do you feel anything?
Not a goddamn thing.
a caustic burn, and that was painful as fuck.
Yeah, think the scene from Fight Club where he kisses his hand and then pours lye on
I
it.
still have the burns on the inside of my mouth and tongue. It's pretty bad. It was 4 days ago, and it's pretty bad. The next ingredient is a betel leaf, but it's kind of the most confusing ingredient. The betel leaf in Eastern tradition is kind of one of those plants. You know, it cures this, it cures that. If you have cancer, it'll cure that. If it has this, it's like kind of the answer to all type of drugs.
If you put it on water, the stem will always point towards the north. You know this? If you put it in the water, in still water, it'll naturally turn this way and point to the north.
Yeah, not to be a hater, but that was not north. Why would you even?
You know what you can do though? You there are ways of applying friction to a steel needle or an iron needle. It's a weird reference to be making, but if you apply a lot of friction to it, and then you find a still body of water and you place a leaf on it and then the needle on it, it will point north to south. You have to figure out which way is north and which way is south, but it will line up that way. So that's the thing you may not know. If you ever need a compass, you're trapped out in the wild, and you somehow have a fucking sewing needle, congratulations. You can at least figure that out. Which actually is really helpful if it's like overcast, because you can get a general idea of where east and west is based on where the light is coming from in the morning and in the afternoon, but you might not know exactly because it's overcast, right? So having a needle might help to like realign you a little bit, so you maybe actually can figure out how to get the fuck out of that situation.
Make a claim like that. Like, it's so easily tested. Why would you make that claim? But probably its most popular use case is with the betel quid concoction, but exactly why everyone uses that, to me initially, was very unclear. For one, as you see, you don't actually need that leaf to do the whole concoction. You can get just as messed up without it, and it doesn't, it's not a necessary ingredient, but everyone seems to use it. So there's a couple theories on why people use it. One of the most popular theories I heard is that it has its own stimulant effect within it, but as I researched it, I could find no chemical that was in it that would have any stimulant effect, so I don't think that's it. The second theory is that somehow when everything's put together, there's something in the leaf that adds to the concoction to kind of make it more bioavailable or something, and I have no evidence that that's not the case, but I also have no evidence that that is the case too, so. The third theory that I initially came up with is that they've been using betel leaf in this practice for over 1,000 years, like well over 1,000 years. So maybe it's just tradition. People are just playing into the tradition, but there's no reason why everyone, all 600 million people, would just follow tradition blindly. So there has to be a reason, right? Well, luckily we found out, and I'm not gonna spoil the surprise, but the betel leaf is pretty essential. When covering topics that span the globe like this, it can be really—
This is an ad read. Ah, I knew it. Nice try.
Now, the last ingredient to betel quid is the oregano.
Wait.
And thank you for sticking around, because you better not have fucking skipped.
Oh, I definitely skipped.
Now, the last ingredient to betel quid is the oregano, and this is where all—
I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but I am curious.
Nuts that I got shipped to me, and within each of these nuts contains the compound auricoline, or auricoline. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's a number of other—
Auricoline.
The major one we're concerned with is auricoline, and what it acts on in our brain is the acetylcholine muscarinic M1, M2, M3 receptors, which, what that means, I don't know. I have zero clue. But what's interesting about it is that these act on a receptor that I don't know of any drug personally that acts on the same receptor. It's not similar to caffeine or nicotine, kava or kratom or anything like that. It's its own thing. So this experience should be quite unique, something I've never experienced before. So let's try one, but let's start with—
Why was there a
just
kick
the oregano
drum
by
suddenly?
itself and see what it's like. Okay, a lot of people bite off this part, so I'm gonna try that. Oh god. Oh my god.
Does it taste bad?
Exceptionally, it's like the tannins, like it's like astringent. It's just like, it's really stringent. I think that's the word. It makes your mouth super dry. Let's try it in half. Oh, it's really juicy. That's disgusting. Okay, wow.
All right. We've come to see what we came to see. Well,
oh my god.
I got to finish this reaction.
And really juicy and disgusting. Oh my. My lip is so dry, and the outside is so hard. The fuck is that? My throat feels really weird. like it's closing up, kind of. I don't feel overtly high on anything, but what I will say is I feel a little warm, and it's not placebo. It's definitely the chemical.
I feel spacey. My throat, it's terrible in the throat. It's fucking bad. As far as my body though, it's just, I think it's like a relaxing, warm, not like kratom.
Okay. All right. We need to get into Ribbon. I am hungry, unfortunately, even though I ate those burritos because I haven't eaten anything else today. So I am going to trick my brain into thinking I'm eating by getting a popsicle because I discovered that I am a grown person now with my own money, and if I want a fucking popsicle,
So, here's Circus Baby, as you know. I was curious, so I was like, I wonder how big this would be next to a human model. So, okay, I'll just download ahead real quick. No, it's too small. I don't know what the ratio is for its scale, so I'll just go online and I'll just get another one. I did, and if I insert model into design... It spawns it right there. It spawns it right there.
I don't know what software he's using, but why doesn't he just check his scales? Right? Like, oh, let's do the this one. I think I got rid of the other version. I had an older version that was separate. But like, you can go into this thing's transform and actually see this box is 2 meters by 2 meters, right? You know what the size of a human head is. So as long as you why is there 2 of those?
It's so dumb. Come on. So dumb. It's so stupid. Oh, but it's so funny. it's like something smells funky. I emerge from the stinky. Oh no, it looks so much worse. Please go down. Hurry up, go down. Oh, this stupid thing. I'm so glad it's a Barbie doll, pretty much. There's nothing here. I mean, it does have nipples. Oh, wow. Very, very, very cylindrical nipples. Why are your nipples like that? I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's an it, so it doesn't matter. Apparently this is a 5'7" human, so that's me. Short guy, short man, little baby man.
Little baby man.
So yes, if I did try to use this as a helmet, it would probably kill me. Look how big the eyeball is compared to his eyeball. Or it's like, I'm Eleanor. You cannot keep me in this baby form. No. Stinky.
This guy enjoyed that way too much, chat. He enjoyed it way too much. All right. But yeah, I, as a grown man, have discovered that I 100% can buy popsicles if I want popsicles. And I was lucky enough to get the kind that has banana flavored. I, however, do not like orange and grape flavored popsicles. So if you guys want some of those, just let me know. I'll ship them to you. The oranges are okay, but the grapes always taste super fake. So almost always, every time I get popsicles, I end up with like a wad of orange and purple popsicles. decided I wanted more than one popsicle. I wasn't sure what flavor to get because unfortunately I am out of banana popsicles. Banana popsicles are my favorite. So I got myself a pink popsicle, and a red popsicle. I don't really know what those flavors are supposed to be, but I'm gonna run around Tay for a minute. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But I should be looking at a book. Instantly lose a viewer. Screw you guys too. Oh. Never mind, we will not. Doesn't this kind of remind you of the Mormon dude from Fallout New Vegas? Right? Right? Doesn't it kind of remind you of that dude? Alright, fuck it. I guess we're going back home. Can I close this? Yep. Wait a minute! If I were to go... Hang on. Where would I end up if I went back to Tay? Would I spawn back at the book? Why does the link back to Riven not need a crystal? We're gonna find out. This one does, so these must be Genzold books. Man, I would love to have a fly mode. Oh, I love that sky. That sky is so good. I wonder why they didn't do sky animations, like, at all. It wouldn't be that difficult, you know? You just have it, like, tiled and looped so that it loops over itself. I think a dynamic sky would be very cool in this game. Yo, that looks orange, kind of, doesn't it? It's not. It's pink. Making sure it's closed. How hard is it how hard is it to make mods for Unreal games? I don't remember what I'm supposed to do now. Go back again, trap them in the book, I guess? We're going to try it. We'll see if it plays out the same. Actually, let's talk to Catherine first. See what she says. Vegetation is very good. Holy shit, those are birch leaves. Do you guys know how I know those are birch leaves? Those are the same leaves I used in my tree that I made in Blender. They're butterflies. They're butterflies. Did you miss that before? They're... Here, I'll show you. Yeah, they're like moths or butterflies. I'll show you really quick. Because they actually make one of the puzzles. They glow. You can see them, see? There are tons of them. And if I go through here, and I wait for them to land again, and you look, frog. But yeah, they're like moths or butterflies. Very cool, by the way. I wonder how they animated those. All right, hang on. All right, chat. Popsicle number 2. Red or blue? I need a flavor. I really shouldn't be eating them because I've already burned the roof of my mouth, so it kind of hurts to eat them. If you notice when I'm eating them, I'm being weird. I can't. I would make a mess. I would make a mess trying to do that. Red? Okay. Hang on. I gotta go to Catherine, so... Hey, that's actually... Look, I am your father. No! No, you're not my father. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Ooh, my teeth are just a little bit too sensitive for freezing cold stuff. I learned something cool the other day. I always thought that a lot of the cloth flourishes in, okay. Hang on. That would be funny. I always thought that a lot of, like, the cape and cloth flourishes in Star Wars were just for show. And I thought, man, that's kind of cool because You know, capes absolutely were used in sword fights back in the day, but I saw a YouTube short the other day that explained that that was not at all why they did that. Because it also doesn't make any sense. A lightsaber would cut right through a cape. So why are they doing all this weird stuff with their capes and their robes and shit? Apparently the fake lightsaber that they comped in later to look like a real lightsaber were really bad to get hung on like sleeves and coattails and capes and stuff. And so they had to add those flourishes in order to keep that bit of cloth away from the other guy's sword, otherwise it would get hung and it would ruin the take. Like, damn, okay, well that actually makes sense. That makes, like, perfect sense. I don't remember which symbol is Catherine. I think it's either the horizontal or vertical line. I'm pretty sure. I need to do more Blender stuff, but I unfortunately discovered guitar stuff and have been sucked into it a lot here lately. Catherine's Island. My bad, it's badge. Not trying to be crass, it's just like of them, it's kind of the closest looking to what you might imagine. All right, we're gonna go talk to Catherine. See if she has any useful information I should know before we try to trap Gen. Normally, I would just go back to Gen like if it were a regular Riven playthrough, but I have a feeling they're going to try and red herring or fake out or MacGuffin us. God, these popsicles are actually really good. No, that was Nayla. And I read her journal. I read Catherine's journal. But Catherine is still in the prison because I haven't got the code, right, from Gen's 233rd age. So now that I have my linking book back from the Moiety, I want to talk to her and see if she has any extra information I should know before I try to interact with Gen. Because I have a feeling that this game is going to throw me a curveball. And so I want to make as informed of a decision as possible. Does that make sense? All right, Catherine, come here.
You're back. Time is running out. You have to free me. The combination is hidden somewhere in Gen's outpost in age 233, so you'll have to trap him to get it.
See, that was a new voice line. I am like so excited that Doomtones actually responded to my comment because I talked to two people about the same thing on YouTube, and one just straight up completely ignored me, and the other one responded and was like, oh, you should try this, like it was an actual conversation. Listen, if you're a content creator, I get if you're huge. Not communicating with everybody, that's, I mean, it's just not reasonable. I get it, you know? But like, I'm a small creator, so I have the ability to communicate with everybody. Pretty much. And I try my hardest not to ignore you. I go through a lot of effort, actually, to make sure people are not ignored. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, But damn, I do my best. I'm bad on Discord, though. I'll be fair about that. Yeah! First try every time. All right. We're on the third and final popsicle. I'm going to have to clean this pair of scissors, though. I don't want them to get ruined. The reason why I was mentioning mods earlier, I think it would be cool if you modded this game so that you had the ability to fly around. Just to explore everything that they made. Ooh! Brain freeze! Ugh. I shouldn't have eaten 3 in a row. It's on me. There's a song by a new metal band called Mushroom Head. And in this song, at some random point, the lead singer just says, "Brain hemorrhage!" Just like that. And ever since I heard that song, every time I get a brain freeze, his voice is in the back of my head yelling that. Every time. And I just now realized, like, that's not normal. That's not a thing that people do. Why are you so weird? Oh, dude, it's great. This game is amazing. I've done just about everything, so I think, so far. This game tricked me more than the original. Ta-da. It actually did. It actually tricked me more than the original game did. We're looking for Dot World. Okay. I'm pretty sure when I navigated previously, it was... No, I went this way. There it is. Yep. Yeah, I'm only doing it on stream. And I didn't stream Monday, so I played, what was it? Thursday, Friday. And then the last 3 days, but one day was kind of a throwaway. One day was filled with memes, and I played like another game and stuff. I didn't accomplish anything that day. So basically, this is my 4th day, I think. But to be fair, I've had a harder time with this one than I did the original. Like, the first animal symbol, I thought, oh, that's not even there. How am I supposed to do this? Oh, actually, yes. This is actually an amazing remake. I have to hand it to it. There's only been one thing that I kind of didn't like. And, well, I guess if you're here, you've played it. Switching the 2 fire marbles so that their numbers correlated, I didn't like that. It felt like a hack. It felt like I stumbled into a solution. Yep. 2, I think. But, I mean, the original fire marble puzzle was a nightmare, so... Whenever it says something like synthetic organic compound, it's usually bugs. Blue is actually a really hard color to make. As is purple. Not so much in modern society, but there's a reason why purple was associated with royalty for so long. And blue also was a problem, especially blue paint. So a lot of, I think it was the old school cerulean blue is like poisonous. Hang on, I gotta find out. Thought it was cerulean blue poisonous. I think it was. Cerulean blue is moderately toxic if inhaled or ingested, and slightly toxic if it comes into contact with skin. Oh, yeah, I agree. This is a better remake than Myst was. Myst was not bad, but like if I were gonna do it, I would remake the real Myst version that had rhyme, and then have some puzzles be roughly the same, but a ton of new puzzles. Maybe actually include a lot of stuff in rhyme that wasn't in the original game. Do you know what I mean? Like, you already have an idea for a world. Just flesh it out a little more. I'm also a little disappointed that they didn't flesh Tay out more. I'm glad that I got to walk around it, but I was really hoping for more. I wanted to, like, explore the nooks and crannies of Tay. Tay did not feel very lived in. There was, like, 3 people there. And I get that maybe they're, like, lore accurate. They're a little suspicious of this newcomer who supposedly has aligned themselves with Catherine and all that, but so the game isn't perfect, but man, it is still an absolutely excellent game. Truly, this is a fantastic game. Now, I saved because if I remember right, I have to go into the prison book first and then switch places with him.
Well done. I was greatly relieved when I received word that you had recovered the book. I don't quite know how you managed it, but if I may, thank you.
He doesn't trust it, of course. So, note to self, in order to write a linking book, it's 2 columns of text side by side. First step to making your own linking books, right there. I like the flying creatures. The water is static, though. No, it's moving, just very little. Or I'm hallucinating. No, it's moving a little. Oh, I didn't notice that. Don't trust it, huh?
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
Okay. Do the devs trick you? We're about to find out. Oh, I meant to click. I didn't think...
Need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Please understand, there is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atris and myself.
At least I get more lore.
In light of what has become of Catherine. But unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the Islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it.
Okay, so, well...
The work I am doing is quite demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book.
I wondered, because I don't know if you guys could hear, but I looked at him, I went down to the book and clicked, and as soon as I clicked, he closed the book. It was almost like my click made him close the book. I may have misclicked, though. Like, maybe I clicked off, and it made him do that. So we're going to have to go back to Ribbon and then back to 233. I'm going to get another popsicle. Hang on. I should have never started eating them. They're so good. We should be looking... Oh, why are we against the laboratory? Oh, really? Yeah, maybe to get you the dialogue. That could be. But why? Why here? Yeah. Yeah, the quickest way is to go through the ball polisher room. Yeah. Oh, that's the nut room. That happened on its own. All right. We'll go through the Starry Expanse. It's probably the quickest. Oh, no, it isn't. Starry Expanse is maybe not the quickest because I have to do the spinning spin on the... Oh, that's annoying. I mean, it's still probably the quickest, but it's annoying. I wish it hadn't spawned me in his laboratory, but in the temple instead. Okay, I think it's the... Yeah. I wonder why it spawned me so far away. Let's go. Takes a minute, but the other alternative is going to the jungle island, then from the jungle island to the temple island, then... Yeah, actually, that's not that bad. But you'd have to go through the jungle island, which is the biggest island. So if we want to get back to the temple quickly, this is probably the best way. No! Ah, I forgot. I forgot it's not lined up. Damn it, man. I am making all sorts of mistakes. All right, well, we're going to Jungle Island. And then we're going to Temple Island. We're going to have to just walk all the way back. Wait, could I use the ball? Could I have used... I didn't think about it. Damn it. I forgot about that. Oh, it was on purpose, chat. It was on purpose. Oh. You know what? I'm an actual moron. Oh. One frame off. Yeah, I wish you could. But no, I'm an idiot. I forgot you could push the button. I spent so much time on the islands that I didn't even think about it. I just wanted you guys to see all the cool animations, to really appreciate them. All right, come on. Transition takes a minute. Like, yeah, pretty sure you can just... Yeah, I'm an idiot. I was thinking you could shoot a ball to do it, but no, you just push the button. I don't think I've ever actually done this, come to think of it. Not on purpose, not as a shortcut. Okay. It's times like this I almost wish you did have click transitions. Yeah. My jaw literally dropped when I saw it. I'm like, what is this? And the fact that there are pockets of ribbon floating around the starry expanse, but there are also pockets of the starry expanse floating around ribbon, and that Gen has to very quickly encapsulate bits of the starry expanse so as to not alert the locals to the fact that his world is falling apart. Dude, if I had a backroom situation where suddenly I had to complete a puzzle, I would lose my mind. What? Oh. I was trying to press shift, but accidentally pressed Z. Like, what in the world? Okay. Let's see. If we're skipping one, it would go to the front. So that's the quickest way to do it, I think, right? Yeah, that would be the quickest way to do it. So I need to go to the next gap. Do kind of wish I could skip this animation. In the OG Ribbon, you can, or I found a way to. I absolutely 100% agree. This is, you were absolutely right. This is what Myst should have been. Stupid popsicles. I gotta get rid of them. I'm sorry, chat. I know it's annoying watching me eat popsicles on stream. They're just so good. Terrible for you. I do, at points, wish there were, like, real physics, because there aren't any. Wait, do you see that? Do you see how the bars interact with the lights? Does that translate? It does. Huh. That's weird, but okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. See, I don't really see an alternative. So they must not have changed anything. Snappy dresser.
I'm relieved you've returned. I thought perhaps you had decided against it.
Mm-hmm. You don't really have a choice because Ribbon is falling apart.
Here.
So one way or another.
Directly.
One way or another.
Please.
Oh. It won't let me.
You're free to go. But I think you should not come back unless you're willing to use the book.
What the fuck? It won't let me click it. Did this happen to you, Tada? Did this happen to you? Because that is annoying. Oh, they make you... Why? Why do they make... Just to force you to see all the voice lines? It's just obnoxious because I have to walk all the way back every time. Especially with me being a dummy, I'm gonna goof it up somehow. You know what? Let's make it interesting, though. Let's go the back way if we're gonna do this. Well, it gave me the pointer finger instead of the open hand. I have a fairly recent save, so if it is a bug, we can always try it a couple times, but... I love this area. I'm glad they expanded upon it, because it does. It looks cool. All right. Before we go in, I am going to... Oh, I forgot I have to do it twice. I'm going to save again, but I have the old save in case I need it. Oh, that's true. I loved Abduction. I was not as big a fan of Firmament. Firmament was okay, but I somehow expected more and it felt short. Come on. Oh, I was turned the wrong way. Okay. Come hither, bridge. Man, this place is cool. Somewhere. See, one thing I don't get is, why does gravity align with the platforms? That's something that's not really mentioned. I keep going the wrong way. It was okay. It had its moments, and I did kind of enjoy the ending, but yeah, it was mostly a disappointment for me. It was mostly a disappointment. I remember getting to the end and being like, that's the whole thing. That's it. I somehow expected more. Come on. All right, so we got to do a whole bunch, I think. Unless I can get this to line up with the temple. Can you line this up with the temple? I don't think you can because they're adjacent to each other. So I have to do it another, like, 2 times. So it's like 3 and then another 2. Yeah, see, skipping this animation would be kind of nice. There are some like transition skips, like the ladders. I did set that up. 3, 2, 1. When you hear it release, go click click. That's when you know that the animation is done. There's like a sound cue. And this should be it, I think. Yeah, so in the original Riven, there was something you could press, if I remember right, that would skip this specific animation. It was the one animation transition I skipped almost every time. Like the first time you do it, it's okay to watch the animation. The animation looks good. But like in this situation where you kind of have to repeatedly do it over and over, it's nice having that ability to just be like, listen, I want to get through here. Oh, am I at max saves? All right, well, I have like a really, really early save. So I am going to save over top of Manual Island. That's way a long time ago. Or Survey Island. That's way a long time ago. I'm surprised that you have a max number of saves. Heck yeah, dude. What's your rating now? You're like 1600 or something, right? Are you going to push for like 22? Become a master? Or 24 and become a grand? You son of a bitch. It's you again. Why not?
All right then, once more.
Bro, you better let me click it, I swear.
The only path open to you now is through this book. Take it.
It let me click it that time. I think you're meant to do that. Hello. How are you? Yes, let's go. Woo! What's this? An age he's working on, okay. He was trying to judge whether or not you were tricking him or not. Okay, I do not remember these puzzles. I know I need to get downstairs. I wonder if they still have the sound clicky puzzle. Okay. Hang on. What would you call these sounds, chat? I don't remember. But that should unlock Catherine's whatchamacallit. Assuming it's the same. We'll call it. Oh, sorry. Sorry, tablet, new. Oh, you know what? Why am I doing it on the tablet when I had this set up the other day so you guys could see it? Hold up. Oh, I grabbed the wrong cable. Where are you? Correct cable. Oh. Not to be confused with the guitar cable, which is almost the exact same width. All right, I'm going to rig up the other monitor really quick. Hang on, chat. Boom. Okay, good. Go in here. We're going to pause just for the time being. We're going to go here. We'll go ahead and close this. I don't need this open. What else do we got? Close this. Close this. Close this. Just makes navigating things easier. Paint. I know it's bright. I'm sorry for the flashbang. Bring it up over here. Go in here and go Shift Control I. Makes it black. Awesome. Set my paintbrush color to white. Go over here, and I got this window capture, which you guys can't see, I'm pretty sure. But if I... Oh, got to do the pen tablet thing again because it always sets to the minor one. The main one. I don't know why I said minor one. I think there's a minor and major tablet. All right. Pressure. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. All right. So I can pull this in a little bit closer, I believe. Let's see what we got. We got, right, Catherine. Probably spelled with a K, but my sister's name starts with a C. Prison. Sounds. Okay. Move my phone so I actually can use the mouse. All right, we're going to listen to it again. So it definitely ends in 4 dings. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you'll see later, unless they've changed something. It is not Morse. It is. So there's 1 click before the dings, but I don't know when the sound cue starts. Buzz. Tap. So I'm going to say, like, hang on. It's buzz. Here. Set this to black. Erase this. God, the brush size is so small. Let's go with the bigger one. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Go back to a regular buzz. It's like buzz, tap, ding, 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 ding. Would you guys characterize that? It's 3 sounds. It's not 2, so it's not Morse. Trust me, I played the original game. This puzzle was in the original one. It is an order of 3 sounds that you have to play back later in order to unlock Catherine's cage. It's like a buzz, tap, ding, ding, ding. Something like that. I actually have an idea. Hang on. To save myself the trouble, I'm going to save a replay buffer of the last 5 minutes, and I know it'll be in the last 5 minutes of my replay buffer. So once I get to Catherine's cage, if I want to replay that sound, I should be able to. Actually, let me test it. Test it really quick, make sure it works. It should be the last replay. What would you call these sounds, chat? I don't remember. But the original game, this puzzle was in the original one. It is an order of 3 sounds that you have to play back later in order to unlock Catherine's cage. It's like a buzz, tap, ding, ding, ding. Something. You will see. You will see. There is like a piano-like thing with 3 keys to the entrance of Catherine's cage, and each one plays a different sound. And you have to play back those sounds to unlock Catherine's cage, at least in the original game. And that is the key. That tells you what the passcode is to her cage. Oh, before we go reading, let's see what else we can interact with, because I know there's probably going to be quite a pit. Oh yeah, that's right, this place.
Tagamem, san botegan shem. Fasi.
Is this like young Catherine? I feel like there was like something hidden somewhere in his room, but I don't remember what it was. I swear there was something hidden in here. Isn't that Atris's mother? Oh, what is this? Oh. Oh, it's different recordings, maybe? Huh. What? Uh-oh. Okay. Or is that not Catherine, but is that his wife?
Tagamem, san botegan shem.
Atris's mother?
Fasi.
Or no, yeah, Atris's mother, because Atris's mother passed, right? And then it was Atris's grandmother that took care of him when he was a kid. Okay, so we know that the last one plays a thing. Okay. I did not mean to screenshot. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is obnoxious. There's probably a key in his journal. See, I don't want to play the last one, but this is, like, finicky. I don't know if it won't play because it's finicky or because I suck. All right, we're going to read his journal, see if there's some key to that in there. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the Fifth Age, and though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared. Stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells it, she linked into the Fisher Plateau cage, just as I'd surmised, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter is that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel happened to be nearby. The damnable luck of it, he did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person. A fact that I find hard to believe, but if true, makes the question of why she's returned here all the more puzzling. While I am sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that cage has ever caught, I am also filled with hope, as she may yet provide me with a way back to Dundee. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the Fifth Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction, but I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of resurrecting that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I am halfway there. If not, then she is trapped in the Fifth Age, and I can only assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. Once again, the great work has demonstrated its usefulness to me. The villagers have been difficult to manage in the wake of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would have captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. The search for Catherine continues. I deeply regret the mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything about the books. It seems that with each passing day, I more sorely realize the extent to which they are not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and were thus unable to glean any of the underlying principles that are, ironically, so elegantly simple. It is obvious that so much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the meaning of the information I gave them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the glorious future I had planned for them, this conflict would not exist. The minds of the children, however, are much more malleable. With the proper tutelage, they have developed a more appropriate posture towards the culture that has given them their lives. At times, they take to it almost as if they had a bit of Dani blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I am quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could wield such knowledge responsibly when it was quite clear that my own son could not. Atris. Still, he remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned for him, she had already poisoned as to all thoughts of aiding me in my noble mission. Perhaps that was the only way she could soften the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of the entire civilization. So much destruction, so many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. She was like a part of a group that was rebelling against the status quo, if I remember right, and she kind of sort of slept with somebody that caused a big kerfuffle. It's been a while since I read the books. I don't remember. But she never really poisoned Atris. She was this incredibly sweet, caring, compassionate person who lived deep in the desert and waited for the annual rains to collect food and water, and had like a cat that she loved on and took care of. I can't remember the cat's name. Does anybody remember the cat's name from the Book of Atris? The Riven remake cost me $1,130 to play it with full epic settings. I bought a new computer for $1,100. I needed one anyway. Last computer I bought was back in 2016 for Abduction. Always time your computer purchases with new Cyan game releases. That's cute. That is cute. It makes sense too, because Unreal it pushes it a lot. I need to save and work toward upgrading the machine that I currently have, which is going to be expensive. But I also am a power user, so like even beyond games, there are a lot of things that I actually do push up against the limits of the 3090 more frequently than you would think. Like working with stability diffusion, for instance, generating images. I wouldn't mind like implementing an LLM, a language learning model, to do cool like ChatGPT things, but locally. Certain games like Cyberpunk, for instance, absolutely eats up all of your video RAM, especially with path tracing on. It's actually broken. Making stuff in Blender is another one. Video encoding is another one. Like there's a lot of stuff that I do, and but no, I don't blame them. Yeah, Tada is old school. Yeah, when I first started streaming, Myst was the thing that brought a lot of people to me, and a lot of those people had been playing the Myst games since they originally came out. So since before you were born, Stemkey. A lot of people that are younger don't realize how huge a phenomenon the Myst games were in the 90s. Because most games were geared toward younger children. You had like Super Mario and stuff, right? A game like Myst was a game that adults could come home and enjoy. It was relaxing, slow-paced, wrought with story, made you use your brain, wasn't reliant on like difficult mechanics or anything like that. So it really hit a sweet spot for a lot of people and became ridiculously possible. Yeah, it actually was I don't think that Cyan expected it either. I mean, they made a game in HyperCard, which is basically PowerPoint. You know, they made a game in PowerPoint, basically, and it absolutely blew up. And they're like, oh my God. In fact, it blew up so much that ex-Disney artists were like, I want to help you make your next game. Yeah, see? That's exactly, see, Stemke's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. He played his first Myst game at the same time I first started streaming. There are ways to help turn off transitions and stuff, so it just flips to the next image. I'll look into it sometime soon because I've done it before. I've turned them off. If you turn off a lot of like the little animations and transitions and stuff, it makes it a little less disorienting. But that's interesting that bothers you, but you could play a movement shooter and be fine. She did seem to love my father and our world, but ultimately, she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Dun'Ee became the catalyst for their demise. Was she a surface dweller? She was a surface dweller, wasn't she? If I am able to rebuild our culture and in the process correct such weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that a new and stronger era of prosperity might someday come to pass. I've been increasingly beset by images from the past. These last few weeks, I stood in the schoolroom today. I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Dun'Ee world, but I cannot bear to think of him for long. It is too much. I was too young to see such things. I love this. This is the same in the original Notebook, if I remember. When he gets excited, his handwriting gets erratic, and when he gets sad, you can see smears in the ink where he cried into his journal. Like, think about the level of world building that he reminisces about the death of his father, and you can see where tears spilled upon the page, but then he has a eureka moment and his handwriting is sporadic. I have her! Exclamation point. Like, it's a subtle thing, but I noticed that sort of stuff. The fact that they put the effort to do that is amazing. In fact, hang on. The giant tap, ding, 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 ding in the corner is maybe a little distracting. Sorry. I have her. Late last night, I received word that Catherine had been apprehended while attempting to persuade some of the villagers to join her. I lost a few men in the process, but I would have gladly paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been imprisoned in my old office, where I've attempted to gain some insight as to the reason for her return. I've had to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows, as she adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions when she answers them at all in her native tongue. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am now certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her. As far as her willingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see. Without their leader, however, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come for her. That is a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he attempt it? It is likely that his hesitation is due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back. There is no other way. It's late, and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife, Keta. He's crying, see? You were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager, so that was his wife, I sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. I think the loss of his wife broke Gen. Gen was maybe never always a great person, a little overly prideful. Like, pride is definitely his sin, right? But she was like a source of compassion that really helped to balance him out. And when she passed, which I believe she died giving birth to Atris, if I remember correctly. And he literally, like, brings this baby to his mother, Atris's grandmother, because he couldn't bear to look at Atris. Atris was a reminder of Keta. Damn these savages. I would be well advised to leave them all in the Fifth Age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived on Riven with the linking book to Duni, and once again my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher of his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage mechanism has been damaged, but that is no matter. Everything I need is here, now. Atris is certainly behind this, but why would he send someone else in his stead, and with the linking book no less? Surely he would have guessed that I would be waiting for him. Such recklessness is unlike him. Could it be that he's had a change of heart toward me, that after all these years he has finally decided to let his poor old father go? Ha! I know all too well where his loyalties lie. He is only after one thing. Perhaps this stranger should find her. For now, I need only wait and observe. I'm beginning to think it was a mistake to allow the stranger to roam freely about the islands. In their ignorant probing, they attempted to power the damaged drawbridge from the Temple Island, and the entire bridge collapsed. They added that. That wasn't in the original. A trivial loss at this point, but it irks me all the same, and I am not yet managed to free myself from the crumbling age. It would be hampered by my progress severely. But again, it is no matter now. The day will soon come when I am able, when I will be done with Riven forever. Disconcerting news. Last night, a group of maintainers happened upon a lone rebel scout and were able to engage him long enough to learn of a most implausible device, a crystal window supposedly capable of amending my linking books, much the way that my own remarkable system does. Man, he blows smoke up his own ass. But with one slight advantage, it is small and weighs only a few pounds, making it entirely portable. If this outlandish claim is true, then the artifact in question must be something that Catherine fabricated prior to her capture, no doubt from an explicit Dunny schematic she brought with her. No, she just figured it out on her own, if I remember right. If only I'd had access to a document all these years. She just naturally is gifted. Yeah. Who do you play as in Myst 5? Yeah, so there is this sort of idea that a regular human being sort of fell into the back rooms. You could think of this as the back rooms before the back rooms. I'm pretty sure that you are a regular human from Arizona that somehow fell through the cracks in reality and wound up on Myst. And you are a stranger to all the people that reside within the world of the Myst and all the worlds and ages that were created. And you assist Gen's son Atris with trapping his sons because they were evil, releasing him, and then trapping Gen and saving Catherine and the Rivenese people. Dude, you should read the first book. It actually is really good. And it does blow a lot of smoke up Catherine's butt. It basically says that Catherine was incredibly naturally gifted when it came to writing ages. She had an artistic flair about the creation of ages that allowed her to make things that most others were not capable of. Even Atris himself, who was trained by Gen on how to make ages. The portent of this revelation is deeply troubling. Some years ago, the rebels managed to abscond with a dysfunctional linking book I'd intended to destroy. The book was never recovered, but once they had sufficiently atoned for this sacrilege, I graciously decided to let the matter slide, thinking that in their inept hands it could do me no harm. See, he speaks really purple prosy, but I sort of allow it because it is totally within Gen's personality to speak like this, to be hoity-toity. He's sort of like Charles Emerson Winchester III from MASH. It's sort of his shtick. Like, he's just got this, looks down his nose at everybody, uses $10 words all the time, you know. But if Catherine has indeed empowered them with such a device, the rebels may well have linked to another age. It also means that 233 is no longer safe. This cannot stand. The stranger is the key to all of this. Tracking their movements has given me a good idea where this rebel linking book and the crystal may be hidden. But before I can deal with that, I must secure the linking book back to Duni. Everything hinges upon that. If I regain access to my arsenal of resources, there will happily leave the whole of Riven to its own dismal future. Imager codes. Let's go. Okay, so Keta is 5. Father is 2-3. And Anna is 235. So we just need to do 2 2-3, Anna is his mom. That was Atris's grandmother. So if you guys want to see Atris's grandmother, let's go see Atris's grandmother. 2, 3, 5. She is like the first person you encounter in the Book of Atris.
An angel.
Wait. Anna is the... Yeah, Anna is, yeah. Diana.
Your angel.
Yeah, Tiana.
The Denis Council knew it. They knew. If I hadn't tried to force my own ideals on your world.
Just, dude, she destroyed a whole civilization on accident. She's definitely having a bad day.
Alive.
Yeah, she lost her husband,
Still be alive.
destroyed a civilization, and had to basically run away with her son, who became Gen. That's why Gen is the way he is. So this must have been after the fall.
A life full of magic.
She was just a normal human, if I remember right. She was a surface dweller.
That bridged worlds. That lit up the darkness like stars.
See, the Dun'Ee were subterranean. They lived underground, deep in caves. They had a 30-hour day cycle based on a lake, actually, that had an algae that glowed. And it would glow for like 20 hours and then go dark for 10, and that was their day-night cycle. They never saw the sun. They were tunnelers.
It's just us now.
So this must have been a recording to herself after she lost her husband.
You'll never have the life you should have had. Somehow my love and compassion, it took that. I don't know how. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so like if you read the back of the second book, it says, these pages are the link to the story of Tiana, also known among the humans as Anna, the first woman from the outside world to enter the domain of the Dun'Ee. She wandered into a place she never should have seen, and her intelligence and wisdom surprised some and terrified others. When one young lord befriends her, then marries her, all layers of Dun'Ee society are shaken, but no one realizes just how deeply. If I remember right, she inadvertently creates like a civil war, and her husband is assassinated, if I remember right. And because he was assassinated, she had to run away from Dun'Ee, which Dun'Ee crumbled. The whole civilization is like gone. You only really ever get to see Dun'Ee in Uru. I would love to see an Unreal 5 remake of Uru. With all the books and everything all beefed up. Maybe a little less goofy and touristy. That was one of the big issues I had with Uru, is it's like touristy. It's like, come check out the Dun'Ee Park. Would you like your Dun'Ee scented candles? Drink your Dun'Ee juice made from Dun'Ee's leg. You know what I mean? Like, maybe less of that. Let's see his dad. I don't remember what his dad looked like.
Now, my turn. You want to record something so always you will remember.
Goofy looking dude. Sorry.
What is English for scramate? Scum from above.
Uru.
Appearance could have inspired us to a better future. What does it mean for us as a people if we cannot embrace worlds outside our own? You were an angel from above. Always you will be my angel from above.
Angel. I'm gonna say it like that from now on. Damn. Okay, so we figured out the codes. We watched all the recordings. I saved this, read that. There's nothing. I feel like there was something. Yeah, this guy. I feel like this puzzle is important, but I don't remember how to solve it. I don't remember how to solve that puzzle, chat. I'm gonna be real. Uh-oh. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Oh, it's music! Wait, but how do I... Oh, there we go. The rotation is being weird. Do you see the brush size thing? Cool. Can we go outside? You couldn't do this in the original chat. Like, you have no idea how fucking cool this is. We got to go both in Tay and in his world. Yo, let's go. Ooh. Oh, that is such a cool way to cook. Oh, that's what he was using the spear gun for. Hang on. Yeah, that makes sense. There would be nothing painted here. What is this? Yo, hang on. What is that? Hang on. Hang on. We gotta save. I have an idea. Now, we'd probably get trapped if we go in, but we are gonna go in because I'm curious what it'll do. Wait, it was just working. Did I goof? Did I mess up? Ta-da, do you know? Chat, I'm sorry, but I gotta go back. I gotta go back to a previous save. It's annoying. Yeah, that was today. Wait. Autosave. There's an autosave. Enter. Let's see what this autosave does. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Did they know? Did they know, chat? They knew! Let's go! We have an autosave. Let's go! Oh, we watch it die. So the reason why this makes me sad is if it would let me recover this book, I thought it would be cool if you could take this book into the animal stone room and use the crystal to enter this world. Damn it. All right, well, it appears that the only puzzle is actually in Gen's laboratory. There is a puzzle in here. I don't remember what it is. Yeah, but if you remember previously, Catherine talks about how she could make the books work using the crystals in a much more refined and sophisticated way than the way that Gen was doing it, where Gen was making fire marbles and overpowering everything. She was like, no, you just need this special crystal and to make a few adjustments, you're good to go. It would be really cool. Yeah, it would be really cool if you could recover the book, take it there, use the crystal, right? And then suddenly transport yourself into this world that Gen thought didn't work. Do you see what I'm saying? That would be such a neat touch. Riven DLC win is what I gotta say. All right, I like this music a lot, so here, let me scoot this guy out of the way so I can... Yeah, the remake will do that. Good call. You're right. Let's see. The original was 1996 or 7. So we just have 27 years? If I'm alive then, it'll be really cool. Wait, isn't that the book back to Dunny? We got 2 books. Oh, did I turn the power off? Ah. Can I not retrieve this book? Oh, it'd be so cool if I could retrieve this. Isn't there a puzzle in here, chat? I feel like there is. Something to do with the water. Right? Am I wrong? I feel like there's another puzzle in here somewhere. No water. Okay. Is there another puzzle here? Cuz I don't want to miss a puzzle. I want to try and figure it out if there is one, but I don't see one. It looks like everything. Okay. Looks like I cleared everything. All right. Here we go, boys. All right, so it's like a buzz tap. Ding, 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 ding. Be-da-ba-da-ba-da-na-do. Ding, ding, ding. It's a long time ago. Catherine's trapped, but at least not her soul. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, that would be... So that's why I was asking earlier. I was like, how difficult is it to mod Unreal? Because if Unreal isn't all that difficult to mod, even if Cyan decided not to, the community could. They could design other worlds, an expansion to Tay, an expansion to the 233rd Age. You could have like little DLC moments where you retrieve the books and use the Crystal Viewer to visit worlds that he thought were failed. It wouldn't be as good as if Cyan did it, but at least it would be something. Looking for my phone. Da da dee doo 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 bing bang ba. Dee doo boo boo doo ba. How easy is it to mod Unreal 5 games? So Unreal games use next generation technology, which means they require more resources than previous generations. While Unreal Engine 5 is considered beginner friendly, modding Unreal 5 games can be time consuming and stressful. I'm gonna go to Reddit, see what Reddit says really quick. I'm gonna have to message Cyan. Be like, hey, you should unlock the ability for us to mod your games in Unreal, because that would be super cool. The music has changed. Oh, till I got here anyway. Oh, wait. No, yeah, that's not her. That is. Ah, we can do it this way. Might as well. There goes a portion of Riven just floating through the starry expanse. Alright, let's go see if we can save Catherine. We still have to figure out the final puzzle. But I believe that the code is in Rivenese in Catherine's journal. I have to freaking figure out the Rivenese thing again. Which may actually be more difficult than I remember. Alright, so we have... What are the sounds? Okay. Right. Do I have the... No, I don't. File. Show recordings. What would you call these? You have to play back... Ding, ding, ding. I played the original... Is an order of 3 sounds back later and... Shut up. In order to unlock Catherine's cage. Ah, it's this one first. Okay. Won't work. Wait, does that reset it? Uh-oh, is there more to this than I thought? Oh, I did it 3 times. I'm an idiot. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the reset and trigger buttons backwards. That's my bad. Moving on up. Oh, I thought it was gonna go down for a minute. You have fallen for my elaborate trap. Whoa! Oh, she glitched.
We have to move quickly. Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book? You did it. You captured Gen. We're all free. But there's still his followers. I'm not sure what they'll do once they realize he's gone. I have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. And you go back to where you first arrived and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as possible, but don't wait for me.
Are you kidding?
And don't forget the combination in my journal. You'll need it.
Yo, let's go. I'm gonna have to translate the dang journal numbers. But at least we get to see this from, like, her perspective. Oh, no, I am invisible. Oh, no, I was a vampire the entire time? No, I'm kidding. Oh, you could have put in an Easter egg in here. Just one little Easter egg would have been cool. No? Oh, shit. Do I have to do it again? Oh, it's broken. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Is it coming? Oh, okay. I was like, bro, no. I didn't just trap myself here. Holy crap. Oh, let's just look really quick. Like a mortar and pestle type deal. A cloth. I don't know how she was washing clothes. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here. All right, moving on down to the west side. All right, we got to go the Temple Island. Oh, you know what? Okay. And then go into the notebook and look at these numbers. They're way at the bottom. Bump 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 bump. All right. Hang on, chat. Don't be difficult, thing. Fill tool. Come here. Black. White. Brush. Okay. Make sure I'm actually on the brush tool. Yep, I am. Good. Come over here to you guys. Put window capture on. So you guys can see this. I might make this a little bit wider. Like that. Let's snap it. And then with this guy, I can go to transform center vertically. There we are. And so we got our little symbols here. I don't know why I did that. Okay, just testing that it will actually, there we go. Put just a dot. Triangle. 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 It's that same one twice. Okay. Beautiful. I'm pretty sure that is the number 2. God, I'm going to have to work out the number system again because Stid helped me with it. Okay, we're doing okay. That one looks a little goofy, but now if I remember how this number system works, you have like 1, wait, 2, 3, trying to remember. Isn't 4 like this? Then, wait a minute. Why did I draw that underneath? Hang on. 3. Then 4 is that. 4. Then 5 is... I don't know why I keep putting it off on an angle. That is 5. Then 6. Then I'm pretty sure that's 7. Right? Here. Pretty sure. Yeah, that is 7. Then it would be... I don't know why I keep putting them down diagonal like that. I keep thinking it's 4, but it's not. 8. 9. I don't know why I put a G. 9. So then would 10 be... So this is 10, I think. 10. So yes, this idea actually did work. Yeah. It's a really weird way to do it, but I think this is correct. So given that information, we have 10, 10, 2, 9, 3, 2, 6, 10. Is that 5 or 4? 4, 2. Something like that. 10, 10, 2, 9, 3, 2, 6, 10, 4, 2, I think. All right. Now that I can see how this is like arranged on the screen, make this so you guys can see. Pretty sure that's how it works. Pretty sure. I may be wrong, but there is a way to find out. And that is to go to this, because I know these numbers. That is 8. What did I have as 8 in my numbering system? Yep. So 8 is correct. 1 is correct. 10 is correct. 5, do I have 5 correct? I do. And then 6. 6 is correct. Okay, yeah, we got our numbering system. Actually, not that bad of a numbering system once you work it out. Yeah, Stid is a genius for making the suggestion that maybe the entire thing rotates. Because for those that weren't here, I had an idea about how the system worked, but it was a little bit different. And I can actually demonstrate. It followed the same basic idea, but mine was purely base 3. So you would have like, come on, draw. 1, right? 2, 3, right? We can draw circles around these to make them a little easier to kind of make out what's going on. But once it got past 3, my idea was that it would be 3 and 1 is 4, right? 3 and 2 is 5. 3 and 3 is 6. That's how I was doing it. Right? And then you would have something like 6 and 1. This would be 7. That's how I was doing it. It's not a bad plan. Like, it's actually not that bad. But the fact that the entire body of it rotates was something that I hadn't really considered until he mentioned it to me. And he did not know the answer, chat, for the record. He didn't, like, look it up or anything. He just gave me suggestions on how to possibly dissect the numbering system. And once I worked it out, I'm like, holy shit. That's actually brilliant. That may be it. Okay. Right about... Oh, I thought it would... There we go. All right, we got it. We go back to Temple Island. We punch in 10, 10, 2, 9, 3, 2, 6, 10, 4, 2, I believe. You know what I'm going to do really quick? Hang on. Go back to paintbrush, set this to white, set it to a regular brush, and then I need to draw... Oop, I don't know why it's being weird. Wait, can I do shift? I would have swore like shift or control made a straight line. Is it alt? Ah, screw it. That's good enough. We got our... I want to make sure I know what's our code and what isn't. Tay is the world that Catherine made to save her people. Using the crystal, the animal puzzle goes to the land of Tay. Yeah. I spent more time than I am willing to admit coming up with those puns. I was like, how can I fit Dunny and Tay into a thing? And what immediately came to my mind was, I got a nickel, I got a nickel, I got a nickel, hey, 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 which is Little Rascals. And in Little Rascals, I can't remember the kid's name, Buckwheat, I think? He would say, oh, Tay. I'm like, yo, I can use that. I can use that Otay reference. And I was like, Otay, I done what to do or something like that was what I tried to work out. And I was like, none of these are working. So it's still a very sloppy pun, but it's the best I could come up with. The pun master is Sigourn. The best pun I can think of, like the best honest to goodness pun I can think of, is not my pun, but it's for all indented porpoises. I love that one so much. Yeah, extra, what's up? The last symbol is incorrect in the top row that I drew. Okay, hang on. You're right, it's 2. Okay, good call. Thank you, dude. You saved me a lot of trouble. Okay, white, regular brush. So it's this. Oh, if you press the button on the side of the pen, it does the thing. It's this, right? Which is 8 again. Pretty sure. Well, not again. It's the only instance of 8. So it's 10, 10, 2, 9, 3, 2, 6, 10, 4, 8. Okay. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. I'm glad you said something because I am a dummy. I don't think it matters the means by which I get to where I came here, but... I'm pretty sure I can go this way. Oh, wait, no, this is the lever. Shit. Okay, which means I do have to do it 2 more times. Or 3. It's 2 or 3. I think it's 3. For all indented purposes. I just fucking love that one, man. For all intended purposes. For all intensive purposes. For all intensive purposes. For all indented purposes. Okay. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. 5 and 5. Okay. So this is where we got to punch the number in. So this has got to be 10. Oh no, it was there. That's 10. Okay. That's 10. That's 2. 9. 3. 2. 2. 6 is closer this way. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. After 6 is 10. After 10 is 4. And then after 4 is 8. What now? Oh, I see. Hang on. Can I save here? Yeah. I have a feeling I can mess this up. So I don't want to. I don't want to mess this up. All right. Keep going. All right, we're going to tear a hole. All right. Okay. In case you're wondering, like, why is he looking down there? Just trust me, if you played the original, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I know. I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. We got to make doubly, quadruply, quintupletly sure. What does this do? Can I not pull on that? Oh, it's broken. That's right. Okay, hang on. I suspect that I did this kind of wrong. Hang on. Right, so we want to go this way. We want to pull it back just a little bit. We want to bring it down. And then get it under that pipe, maybe? Then crunch it. No? Pull it up? Oh, we're pulling it up instead of down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We've done it now, boys. We've done it now. All right, hang on. This might be like a really cool moment. I don't need my text over top of it. Uh-oh! Alright. Alright. There he is! There he is, boys! Atris has shown his ugly mug! She should run around the corner. Please run around the corner.
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? Where's the book? I don't understand.
Atris! The villagers are safely in the rebel age. I thank you.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for.
God, I love this game so much.
Back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us. This is where our paths must part.
Oh, I can't.
Perhaps we'll meet again someday.
Oh, we do.
You know where to find me.
It's a clever way to do it. To make sure the book doesn't fall in anybody's hands.
Goodbye, my friend.
Guess what, boys? We finally get to do some yeeting ourselves. Let's go! Yippee! I'm not 100% sure where you end up, but I know that there's like this idea that you end up in Arizona, of all things. I wonder if having the hand cursor during the cinematic was a bad idea.
Now I understand.
New Mexico, sorry.
Are within the fissure. That riven cleft of stars that acts as both a wall and a bridge. And though I'm unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my mist book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven has come to a close, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
It's weird that I have to mention the back rooms to people, but it sort of explains what's going on. For people that have like no other point of reference for the game, if I say, well, basically you clipped into the back rooms, only it was an island full of puzzles and whimsy. There you go. You missed. Man, super good. Imagine being the playtester on this game. Let's go! Yeah, go play Abduction or Uru, and you'll be like, oh, I see. It is a good game, yeah. They did a good job. They did a really good job. There are some things that could have been better. Like, I'm not trying to be, like, nitpicky. But, like, they could have maybe mocapped the animations on the people a little bit. It looks like they tried to capture the original movement. But at times, especially the opening where the guy gets hit with the dart at the beginning, feels a little stiff. But that's hardly a game-breaking thing. Quality of life stuff, like being able to skip the animation of the thing spinning would be nice. But man, like there's so little that you can complain about with this game The textures are fantastic. The water is fantastic. The new puzzles are fantastic. The old puzzles are fantastic. You could tell that a lot of work went into it. Honestly, the one thing I would have liked to seen more than anything is to be able to explore Tay a little more, explore age 233 a little more, and maybe have access to a new age. That's it. Those are the things that, like, ultimately I can forgive everything else, because I get that they're kind of paying fan service. You don't want to change it so much that the original fans hate it, right? Imagine they had just redone all the puzzles completely from scratch. I would have been annoyed if they had done that. The fact that they kept the essence of the original puzzles but changed them enough that it was a new game, oh, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea. And I remember the devs complaining about that one bridge being too damn long to walk across in an actual 3D version of the game, so they just have you crumble it. It's super funny. It's so funny that they just crumble that bridge. That was a clever solution. We're just gonna make them blow up the bridge right away. Like, what if you hadn't? See, that's when you DM me a thing with the spoiler. You see something funny that's super offensive, DM me with the spoiler. It'll be fine. Oh god, the clicky clicky. Oh man, I need to know if there are Easter eggs in this version. I need to know if there are Easter eggs in this version. Hang on. Gotta see this. Oh boy, hang on. I'm gonna mute you guys. I muted the wrong thing. Hang on. I don't need to mute me. I need to mute desktop audio. You guys can't see. I don't think that's funny, dude. That just makes me feel bad. I hope she's okay. Damn. Wow. That poor woman. Holy shit. She was just chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool when the truck began bouncing like a b-ball outside of the school. It's basically a trucker falls asleep at the wheel. And in the bed behind him, behind the curtain, is presumably his girlfriend or wife, who's in a state of undress. And he crashes the truck, and naked bouncy lady in the inside of the truck. They both seem to be fine, but I didn't think it was funny. I was just like, oh, God, I hope they're okay. You know what I mean? I tell you another thing, though. Like, if I were a truck driver, I don't think I'd ever be naked in my truck. At least when it's in motion, ever. Even if someone else is driving. Just because, like, imagine that happens. What if you're in a situation where there's no way you can get dressed after the accident? You have to get out because it's on fire or something like that. Well, congratulations. Now you're naked on the side of the fucking road. What are you doing? Not a smart plan. Oh. Interesting. Sorry, I was looking at Discord really quick. Do not... Okay, the meme you shared in general, though, is actually funny. I probably could figure out Mist on guitar, actually. That's a good call, Brant. Hang on. Ribbon theme guitar tabs. Dude, if that's really it, it is dumb. That is dumb easy. But I don't think it's the correct ribbon. Like, you can't do that on guitar, obviously. Yeah, that's not really a good song to try and learn on guitar because it's all like flute and stuff, which you could do. If you had an ebow, you could do the, you know, you just slide in with an ebow. The drums you can't really do. I guess if you had an acoustic, you could tap them out or something. But it's not really, it's not like the Diablo 2 soundtrack where, I'll check your video here in a second. I want to look that up because I vaguely remember that. Diablo 2 theme. Oh, it's not the theme. It is it Tristram? Yeah. Like, this is absolutely a song you could pick up and learn on guitar real easy. I don't know about real easy, but it's mostly just chords with some fingerstyle. We'll sweep down, then sweep up. One of my favorite game songs, though. There it is. The harmonics. That would be a little iffy. Overly compressed for some reason. Weird. There it is. Damn, now I'm gonna have to learn this on guitar. I don't have an acoustic, though. It wouldn't sound as good. This is the Tristram city theme in Diablo 2. Is it the Rockwell this thing?
Here at Rockwell Automation's world headquarters, research has been proceeding to develop a line of automation.
Dude, Diablo's amazing.
That establishes new standards for quality, technological leadership, and operating excellence. With customer success as our primary focus, work has been proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an instrument that would not only provide inverse reactive current for use in unilateral
I love this comment. 18 years ago, I didn't know what a retro encabulator was. Now I own 3.
detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument comprised of Dodge gears and bearings, Reliant electric motors, Allen Bradley controls, and all monitored by Rockwell software is Rockwell Automation's retro encabulator. Now basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it's produced by the modial interaction of magneto-reluctance and capacitive diractance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by
Prefamulated amulite.
casing. The two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panametric fam. The lineup consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side pump.
Lunar wane shaft. So apparently, when we're in the waning moon, the shaft turns, chat.
Was effectively prevented.
What kind of gives this away is every now and then they do say a word that's an actual word, and you're like, that doesn't make sense.
Winding was of the normal Lotus O deltoid type placed in panendermic semi.
The Lotus O deltoid type. Deltoid is the muscle in your shoulder.
Boloid slots of the stator.
A boloid is a word too, but I don't know what it means.
Seventh conductor being connected by a non-reversible tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters.
That's so dumb.
Score motion is required. It may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce
I have a drawn reciprocation dingle arm, chat.
sinusoidal depleneration. The retroencabulator has now reached a high level of development, and it's being successfully used in the operation of Milford trunnions. It's available soon wherever Rockwell Automation products are sold.
Dude, I'm bookmarking this. I'm going to repost this somewhere. I have to. It's too silly. All right, I got to keep eye on the time. Why does she have to yell so loud? It was not necessary to yell, oh my God! Like, why? Calm down. It's an 18-wheeler. It lost 2. It's a 16-wheeler now. It's fine. He's fine. Sucks for the light post, but you didn't get into a terrible accident because it was moving at 60 miles an hour away from you. Like, you are okay. I hate that, dude. I got into, I was driving back from a concert one time with my ex. She is a good driver. She is a terrible backseat driver. She made me so panicked, chat. Just critiquing every decision I made, and I finally, it was probably the one time I can remember telling my ex to shut up. Please, please just shut up. Because you are making me so nervous. I am more likely to have an accident. You are not helping. Like, I get that we're in rush hour traffic, that 10,000 people are leaving this concert, and that the highways are busy, but believe it or not, I can drive. I know how to drive, have driven for a long time, and have driven further than you have, and in larger cities than you have. It's okay. If you think that I have to have 100 meters in front of me and 100 meters behind me in rush hour traffic, you're never going anywhere. You're going to just have to stop on the highway, because that perfect situation is going to take hours to happen. We're going to be here until like 2 o'clock in the morning waiting for traffic to thin out before we can drive anywhere. Like, I have to merge onto the highway at some point. That's just, sorry, that's the way it works. I didn't say all that to her, but I do remember telling her, like, you need to calm down and be quiet, because if you don't, you're going to cause us to have an accident. And I immediately had flashbacks when I saw that video. I'm like, dude, why are you so, just chill. Like, listen to her at the end here. Like, she's about to have a heart attack, man. I was hoping for something like that in the Riven remake because it's a great joke, but the collapsing bridge walkway, yeah, the fact that he gives you grief about it later in his journal. It's like, why? That was uncalled for, Gen. You didn't need to grief me about accidentally collapsing the bridge. Why are these always so loud? This was from Extra too. How long is this? Apparently, they're going to make some law in my home state against corner cutting. There's another word for it. I can't think of what it's called, but that's dumb. So, like, when you live in a rural area and you've got the intersection of regular roads and like highways, you'll end up in these situations where you will come to a red light and there's no traffic. And you're just stuck at a red light, just waiting for nothing. But because there's so much available real estate, businesses tend to be on corners, and businesses tend to have one entrance and one exit. So often what people will do is they will cut into a business through the parking lot and out the other exit, especially if they have to turn on a particular corner to cut that corner instead of waiting for the light. Now in America, you can turn right on red, but the highways tend to be only 2 lanes. So if the guy in front of you's got to go straight, guess what? You're stuck. There's no off lane to turn right. I'm ignoring you guys. So it's weird, but I could see that in like a busy city, it causing problems in like tightly packed parkways or parking areas, but it's just a weird thing. Like threading, I'm pretty sure is allowed in California. It's not allowed here. That's where you have a motorcycle driving between cars. You're not allowed to do that. the song. They still have this. This is some E-Bombs World stuff. One thing that also aggravates me, to ignore Stid even further, is I think that there should be two classifications of handicap parking. And the reason why I say that is there are special handicap parking spaces where it is made to accommodate a wheelchair accessible van. But then there are just handicap parking spaces that are for normal vehicles. The number of times I had to take a lady in a wheelchair and park in the section for the cars instead of the section for the vans because somebody had parked their car in the van area, that is really obnoxious. There was one time where I literally saw a person walk to their car, get in it, and drive off. And it's like, I appreciate that you're disabled. I'm not trying to like diss you. You're in a handicap spot like you're supposed to be. But could you not have taken the handicap spot that's made for cars instead of wheelchair accessible vans? Because I had to stop traffic in order to open the rear of the van and lower a long ass ramp out to slowly wheel my client into oncoming traffic so that they could get in the store. It made me so mad. It genuinely just aggravated the living shit out of me. But yes, I finished Riven. Of course I did. Yes, I finished it. You weren't here for it. You weren't here for most of the stream. You come in, you berate me, you're like, why isn't he talking to that? Well, you weren't here. Where were you at? Where were you at, Stid? Have I started Riven? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just thought it was a made-up word. It's interesting, though, that so much time has passed since the original Riven came out that when you look up Riven, it's a character from, like, League of Legends, I think? You almost always have to couple the word mist with Riven. Almost always. Not anymore. Look at that. This did not used to be the case. I swear to you, this did not used to be the case. There's like... Fuck off, Stid. There is like a League of... Yeah, Riven, League of Legends champion. I knew it. I knew it was League of Legends. This character. It used to be when you looked up Riven, because of how popular League of Legends was, this was what would pop up. It would be all the League of Legends wiki crap. But I guess since they re-released Riven, it's like, here you go. 9 out of 10 is fair. God, the soundtrack and everything is good. It was a 5-letter word with the Roman numeral 5 right in the middle of it. Yeah, so it worked in... Yeah, you're right. It worked in 2 different ways. What, didn't Exile have something with Roman numerals too? Oh, no, it's the Roman numeral 1. God, I'm going to have to go back and play Exile again. Exile is the most underrated Myst game. By far. I loved Myst Exile. The first 3 Myst games are fantastic, in my opinion. I love the first 3 considerably. I think the 4th is okay. The 5th is kind of crap. I wasn't a big fan of Uru. Uru was more annoying than it needed to be. But like, I do have this sort of philosophy, and I've mentioned it with movies, where it's better to take, usually, it's better to take something that wasn't that great in the first place and improve upon it for a remake than it is to take something that was amazing in the first place and ruin it in the remake. You know? So like, Predator is a good example. The Aliens franchise is a good example. The Terminator franchise is a good example of movies where they took it way too far. They kind of ruined it. Or you could think of literally any freaking reboot, all the live action Disney movies and stuff. Like if I were going to remake, if I were tasked with remaking a Cyan game, it would be Uru. Because it had the most potential, but was probably my least favorite.
Sometimes the past is painful to remember.
Amateria? I don't remember which one that is. Is that the Ruberg? Yeah. Yeah, it's the Go Ruberg or whatever world. That's not my favorite. It's a cool world. My favorite worlds are probably like Relishon and shoot. Hang on. Of course, Riven. It's pretty high up there. trying to think. Locations. Missed. Oh, wait. Missed 3 ages. Narayan looked cool, but no, Adana. I loved Adana. I'm a sucker for natural environments. It was a pain to complete Adana, though. Because unfortunately, with everything being organic... What are these? Is that just the shape of the world? With Adana being all organic, it is kind of a giant nightmare. Why is it doing that? A giant nightmare to navigate and complete puzzles. Because everything looks super organic. Wasn't it a roller coaster? There's a roller coaster at the end of Amateria. Yeah. I remember the weight puzzle was annoying, but that's the only puzzle I remember from Amateria. And then the pointing the flowers puzzle in Adana, and I don't even remember the other worlds. I do remember Narayan and Brad Dorff. No, 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 no. I like how it says Dunny, Age of Dunny, and it's just a picture of the Earth. Here's a map of Dunny, chat. I love that. So Earth was written by Rinaref, huh? I remember the Barrow. I have to get off here, so this will probably be when I start tomorrow. Is it good? It does not look like the sort of thing I played. It's a marriage-themed game. Does it have a description? Married in Red is a short 2D RPG thriller story game with visual novel and point-and-click elements set in South Korea that follows the book of Bok Soo-go visiting her old friend from university, Da Jing Choi, on her wedding day. I mean, I'll bookmark it, but I'm not going to play it tonight. I'm going to get off here. I need to talk to the guy from Doom Tones. I know this sounds stupid, but I need to talk to this guy and ask him if he has any tips for me. He might not answer. But if he's got some tips for me on how to get the most out of those sounds, I will be very excited. Have a good night, Tada. But more puzzle content in the future, hopefully. You know about Naya, right? Surely you do. I think we've already talked about it. But I cannot wait for this thing to come out if it ever does. It seems like it's been worked on for years and years and years and years. But yeah, if this game ever comes out, I'm playing it on release. If it ever comes out. Yeah, I do too. It's nice to see that people are inspired by the Myst game still. To this day, still inspired. All right. Oh, wait. Let's look at this meme. The moon landing was staged? Absolutely. Yeah, that's how we got orbital rockets to fucking work, dude. Oh, God. There is weird stuff related to the moon landings. I don't believe that they were faked. But I do know that there are some, like, odd things that kind of don't make sense. And the best I can figure is that they had to make the footage look as impressive as possible to intimidate the Russians. I swear you guys just willy-nilly rape me all the time. But just, why? Why do you guys do this? Are you just wanting attention? What's going on? But no, the one thing that I remember about the moon landing... Oh, you were? Okay. That was odd. The one odd thing I remember about the moon landing was there was a porthole in the side of the shuttle, and they show a picture of the Earth, right, through the porthole. And the way the exposure worked, it looked like the Earth sitting way off in the distance in black empty space. But if you look at other footage, you can tell that it's actually the cutout of the porthole that gives it that circular appearance and makes it look that far away. And in the other footage, you can see that they're actually much closer to the Earth still. They're obviously in space. But it's odd that they appeared to frame it in the media as the shuttle being very far away from the Earth and almost to the moon. And like, I definitely believe we went to the moon. But it's little things like that that I'm like, why did they do that? Why did you do that? Were you just trying to impress the Russians, and so you exaggerated a little bit? The problem is that in retrospect, when you do shit like that, it feeds flat earthers and, you know, birds aren't real people. It tricks them into thinking that it never, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be careful about that shit. You have to be really careful. I mean, I know no one predicted that in the 2010s people would think the Earth was flat, but I mean, fucking here we are, you know? But no, birds really aren't real, chat. I've seen that before. Yeah, I really do think that it was just a case of us trying to intimidate Russians. See, we sort of had our ego hurt with Sputnik. We're like, what do you mean you sent shit to space? What do you mean? And then people would have viewing parties where they could see the light pass over, and it freaked Americans out. They were like, oh my God, the Russians are way ahead of us. And we're like, fuck that. We're going to the moon, you know? And there's just so much documentation and science to show that we obviously went to the moon, because it's so hard to keep an elaborate secret like that. Imagine, okay, let's imagine that we really didn't go. Okay, the hundreds and thousands of people involved in the moon landing would all have to have been lying, and every single one of them took the lie to their deathbed. So you have astronauts who claim to have seen potentially alien species and UFOs and shit on their deathbed, but no one has come out on their deathbed and said, yeah, we faked it all. It was actually Stanley Kubrick. You see what I mean? Come on. Oh, dude, there was a cover of The Killing Moon done by, oh, I can't remember her name. Hang on. I love this song, though. I wonder if it'll be in my suggested somewhere deep in here, because this would have been like 2009 or something. Real early YouTube. Yeah, Emma Rusak. Yo. 15 years ago, 2009. Bro, I nailed it. But I remember the first time I ever actually heard this song, it was her singing it. I came across this YouTube video a long time ago. I think it was on Facebook or something. And like, girl can fucking sing. I wonder whatever happened to her. I think she like started a band in Australia or something. Is she still like alive? Emma Rusak ended up doing the ending song for a Walking Dead episode. Bro, she went from someone who was shared on Facebook in OG YouTube to doing soundtracks. Good for her. Fucking A. I like to see it. Good job. You've come a long way. You deserve it. I love seeing shit like that, where somebody is just like, it's just like them in an acoustic, you know, and then 10 years later, it's like, oh. I sort of felt that way about, God, I can't think of her name. The lead singer of, oh my God, I can't think of their name. Hang on, I know the name of a song. Castle Rat. She also did the same thing. She did the same thing back in the day. She was like doing like acoustic covers and shit, and now she's like in a touring band. This, I don't believe this is the original upload. I'm pretty sure the original upload was her name. It was Emma Rusak. Dude, if you go deep enough in here, there's probably a comment from one of my old accounts. Because back in like 2009, this was like peak YouTube content. 15 years ago, someone just saying, amazing. I'm looking to see if there's like an old account of mine. If I see like a random picture of me when I was a kid, my mind's going to be blown. Dude, there's no way. There's no way I could sift through 15 years of comments and find. I don't even remember if I, you know what I mean, left the comment on this. It only 265 comments, so that's weird. I don't believe this is the original one. I really don't. I feel like the original one was her name, but when you look her up, she doesn't have YouTube anymore, which is odd. Did I already download this? Oh, I didn't. Let's see what this is. Man, cats have no right being as fucking crazy as they are. I saw a video of a Maine Coon the other day. Wonder it would have been like a short. It would have definitely been a short. Big angry bastard like this. I wonder if it was him. I feel like this was him. Look at the size of that fucking cat. You need your fur brushed, buddy. I knew someone who had a Maine Coon when I was a kid. It was the size of a coffee table. It's a crazy animal to look at. It legit was stretched out under the coffee table, and the tip of its front paws were on one end of the coffee table, and the tip of its tail was on the other end. So it was like, I don't know, 6 feet long, all included. Maybe less, maybe like 4.5, 5. Whatever the width of the damn coffee table was. But I remember seeing it lounging under the coffee table at my babysitter's house when I was a kid, thinking, that is a big cat. Which is funny, because years later that meme, you know, I got a big old bobcat was thing. Pretty close, except it wasn't a bobcat. Oh, I saw this! I literally just saw this a minute ago. Because I got a message and iFunny opened up, and this was the top featured meme. That is so crazy. So, what is it compared to the size of the U.S.? If I had to guess, I'd say a little bit smaller than Texas. $15 million inches by 15 million inches, or 225 trillion inches squared. Okay, hang on. We gotta do some math. Okay. Length. We will go with kilometers to miles, because I'm sorry, I am American. It is America Day, after all. 15161. So it is 90,000 square miles. How many square miles is Texas? It is literally less than half the size of just Texas. It is literally less than half the size of Texas. PDFs are bigger than European countries, and it's less than half the size of not even America's largest state. Yeah, so Alaska is roughly 3 times larger than Texas. So you could fit like, well, we could do some division here. Okay. I need a notepad, actually. I need a notepad. I think it's the best way to do this. Okay, we're gonna go in here. We're gonna go to regular standard calculation, and we'll go. Oh no. Back to length. I need to copy this. Okay. Standard. So 663,268 divided by. We'll edit. You fucker. Fuck it, we'll just do it like that. So you could fit 7.35 PDFs in Alaska. You could fit seven PDFs in Alaska. I'm gonna start measuring everything by PDFs. Alaska's just like 7 PDFs, bro. You know. Let's look at my home state, which is way smaller. Like way smaller. Yeah, so the PDFs are bigger than my state. By far. Yeah. So we could, let's pop that in there. Let's go through history. I need that number. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go Control V, and we're going to divide it by my state, 39480, sure, 0.9. Let's do that. PDF, the largest PDF is 2.3, roughly. Kentucky's big. So the next time someone asks me, like, how many square miles is Kentucky? I'll be like, oh, it's like half a PDF. That's gonna be so dumb. That's so dumb. Oh my god. Oh, I have to save this now. Where is it? I need you to resend that, maybe. Let me see. No, we're saving this. Why? Because I'm gonna start making a giant list. We have to figure out how many PDFs things are in size.
Is it any wonder people are afraid of technology?
Technology!
We do. We need to start just measuring everything in PDFs. Now, for most of the world, you can get away with kilometers. In the U.S., though, when you're measuring U.S. things, it would probably be best to do miles. It's a little less accurate. Kilometers being smaller gives you like more accuracy, to be sure. But almost everything is measured that way, which means you're going to find the measurements for specific things much quicker. You know, finding the square kilometers of a particular city would require converting. So if you just go ahead and convert the PDF size, you could work it out much more quickly. This annoys me, though, that the Age of Dani is the name of Earth according to the Dani people. The age was written by Rinaref. The idea that someone existed that made the Earth is kind of silly. Yahweh is their god, kind of like Yahweh. Damn. Another image of this fucking guy with some bullshit written on it. Dude. There are some funny ones, though. The ones where he's, like, having sex and looking at himself in the mirror. There are a lot of funny memes you could make with that. To be fair. To be fair. I'm gonna have to go bug this guy. All right, boys and girls. I don't have any groceries. I don't have any groceries. I don't know why I'm saying that. I do have some, but it's like all cooking stuff. I don't want to cook. I need to use my eggs though, so I guess I will. Probably gonna go make some hash browns with shredded cheese and eggs for dinner. Yeah. Man. Should have frozen the bananas before they went bad. Because they're good for milkshakes. I would go get bananas tomorrow when I go to the store, except that they'll be bad by the time I get back from work, most likely. Did you just send that a second time? Oh, it's extra. They can't contain the silliness, my silliness. I swear, you guys have so many memes for people that aren't on iFunny. iFunny is definitely the center of all memeage on the internet. whether people want to admit it or not. Because it's just that they steal everything. They literally steal everything. You can never trust that the person who's sharing the meme actually made the meme, because they almost definitely stole it. But because of that, all the best memes get filtered in there. Unfortunately, so do a lot of bigotry, racism, radical conservatives. So, like, you have to, like, just ignore people on there. You're going to have a really hard time. Yeah, so I made I made this meme. Hang on. I made this meme. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. It was surprisingly not that popular on iFunny though. But oh, I'll have to share it in Discord on my phone. Hang on. I didn't think about it that way. But we were talking about it on stream, and I'm like, oh, I should make that a meme, and so I did. I wonder if I have the original, like, buried deep in here that's much higher quality, probably. Oh, I do. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. This. I shopped this on my phone. The smiling robot face is made from living human skin cells, a technique for attaching the skin made from living human cells to a robotic framework could give robots the ability to emote and communicate better. I thought it was funny.
So you start at the beginning with Horus Rising. And the first 4 books, they are chronological, so that's easy. But things get interesting when you get to book 5.
Wait, did someone make a Warhammer lore diagram? Oh my god. They made it an SVG. That actually makes sense. It would have to be lossless, because if it were not lossless, there would be no way to fit all this stuff in here. Look at this. What is this? The Siege of Terra? The Bolar War? The Solar War? If I click it, it goes to it. There's no way, actually. This is hella useful. This is actually useful. You mean I can click on a thing and it'll be like, what is this? The Heralds of Siege, and it has an explanation? You mean I can learn Warhammer through an image? Yo, I might actually, I'm bookmarking this. That's useful. I also didn't know that you could embed links in SVGs. I didn't know that. So wait. How goofy would it be if the link is stored directly in the SVG and you can use SVGs in Godot? If you could sneak links in the SVGs used in Godot. So you have like a platformer character, right? And you're using your keyboard, you're jumping around, or your controller or whatever, and then you try to click out of the game, you accidentally click the character and it goes to a wiki page where it's like, you fucking loser, do you not know who this is? You know what I mean? That would be so good. Fuck, I'm gonna have to do that now, damn it. That's gonna be alright. Alright, I'm out of here. Sashimi!
Sashimi!